Have we started?
I was making sure my thing worked.
We're making an audio
Here we
check.
go.
Kyle, do you have gray in your hair?
Do I have what in my hair?
Are you getting grays in your hair?
No, I just shaved, so it looks a little weird, I guess. But
Yeah.
anyways. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Chaos Continuum podcast. We're doing another episode, even sooner than the last gap. We're back again. Of course, me, Buster McTunder. Ben, your least favorite white dad. I know I made him look absolutely horrendous on the video. Trust me, it's on purpose. And then once again, we're joined by Turtle Time from TikTok. What?
Wait, what did you do to me? What did you do to me?
I'll send it. You'll see it when the video goes live. But I replaced the milk carton for something that like fit your color palette.
Oh,
but you can't see it from there. But anyways,
we'll continue.
We have a fun night in store for this. I got a few things I want to talk about. Specifically, some nerdy superhero type stuff. This is something I asked both you guys before the show. And I'm curious to see what you've come up now, because this is a character we've talked about, I don't know how many fucking times. The second episode of this podcast was a tier list ranking all of the different iterations of said character. So, Turtle Time, then, what is your greatest hot take about the Dark Knight Batman?
Okay, Turtle, you can go first.
I think the writers oftentimes make him far too powerful than he should be.
Woo!
Like when they have him fight Superman. That's stupid. I don't care, and I also hate the contingency plan thing. That's so dumb, because it makes everyone think, well, with prep time, Batman could be literally every single character. No. He should be marginally better than Green Arrow. At best, you cannot tell me he could beat Wonder Woman because he has prep time.
Hold on.
That is so dumb to me.
Hold on. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I don't fully agree with that. I think the prep time argument is stupid, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do. Okay, so if Superman or Wonder Woman just like rolled up on him, I don't think they'd like flat out beat him. I think they'd whip his ass. Yeah. Right.
Well,
but
yeah.
I think like the key thing with Batman is even if he can't beat Superman, he'll weaken him enough to escape and then come back with a vengeance. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, I also don't like when they fight in general, because like they're buddies. I hate watching them fight.
Yeah, they should be best friends.
I think the fighting only works after they became friends. I think that's why Injustice works, and that's why like the Batman vs Superman like animated stuff works, right? Because at that point they've been friends for a long time. There's a relationship there, and that's when it works, right? Yeah. It's not just like Batman and Superman fighting. Like honestly, I think the Batman and Superman like live action movie.
Yeah.
Batman so should have lost that without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he should have lost that. Like, there is no way he won that. Now, if that was, like, 20 years in the future and they'd become friends, I could see maybe Batman, like, at least tying it, possibly winning it, right? But there's no way on that contact with Superman, that happens. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
That whole movie was just ridiculous.
I mean, I would take it, like, halfway. Like, I like the fact that he has contingencies, because contingencies doesn't mean he can beat them. It means he's, like, planning, like, if he had to. But, like, I also hate the thing of, like, oh, Batman could kill Kratos. He just needs 3,000 years of prep time. And it's like, dude, come on. Like, we don't... Shut up. Like, it doesn't apply. But him being like, to beat Superman, you need kryptonite. And it's like, sure, but you still got to get the kryptonite and stab Superman, you know? Like, it doesn't mean that just because he has the plan, he can do it.
You don't have to stab kryptonite into Superman. You could just shove that shit in front of his face at a good distance, and then he'll fall to his knees.
Well, yeah, you know, get close enough. Or get the pink stuff.
Make him gay. I don't know. I think like the prep time thing doesn't work for anybody that isn't in the DC universe, right? Yeah, like I think that's where the prep time thing is stupid. You know what I mean? Because if you go like Spider-Man or Kratos, then the prep time doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this character it just doesn't make sense for at all. Where it's like with prep time, he could be Goku, and it's like isn't like Goku's whole thing is that like no,
Goku
like
can literally blow up a planet.
Yeah,
right. He couldn't. And there's I think the prep time argument was ridiculous because like when new people show up with Batman that he doesn't know of, they tend to like whoop his ass,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like that happens quite frequently. What makes Batman scary is the whole contingency plans, but he like studies them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've accepted when people are like, yeah, we could do this and that, and I'm like, yeah, you could like, Superman with prep time could kill God, you know? Like you give anybody prep time and it's just over, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know, and I agree. I think the prep time thing is stupid, and I don't think he could take all of the Justice League on at once. But I think
Oh
one
dear
on
God,
one,
no.
he's got him,
All
right?
of them?
I mean, how many of them have stupid weaknesses? Green Lantern's weakness is the colored yellow.
They retcon that. It's not that anymore.
Well, it's still stupid. Because if Green Lantern started killing people, he'd go to the Fear Ring like he does in Injustice. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, like Green Lantern's a weird one, speaking of that, because there's a lot of weird things with him.
Well, it's just that, like,
'cause, like
all
the
the
ring shouldn't allow him
superheroes
to
are
kill
broken.
people. Yeah, but they're not as broke. I find they're not as broken as Marvel's, which is why Batman wins in DC and probably doesn't in Marvel. Right?
But you have like, doesn't the Flash go so fast that he can like jump?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
you-
Flash can go faster than Batman could think.
Yeah,
so, like,
but then you put him on ice. He studied
Go to the
the
ice
Flash, right?
Yeah.
Also, look at his rogues gallery. They tend to give Flash a run for his money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if Captain Cold can do it, I'm pretty sure Batman can do it. Right? And Batman, like, knows his identity, knows everything about him. Right?
But how much of that is like just plot armor?
a lot of
Well,
it's
it's all plot armor. It's all plot
Yeah,
armor, Kyle.
that's what I mean.
Every
Like, if
single-
there was no
but
plot
that's-
armor, then it doesn't
so
apply.
Do you want to know how Batman? But it's all plot armor. That's how Batman wins. Is it's plot armor.
Batman
Right?
has plot
Yeah.
armor.
If Batman's losing, it's plot armor. If Batman's winning, it's plot armor. Right? I think it's the hard
thing
part with
is-
comics, right? It doesn't matter how much prep time you give Batman; it's gonna work or it doesn't.
Well, yeah, like, what's the famous Stan Lee quote where he was like, "Who wins, Hulk or Thor?" And he's like, "Well, it depends on who I want to win that day," you know?
Oh my
Like,
god, that's what my dad says every time I ask him who would win in a fight in a comic book character. He's just like, Turtle, it's whoever the writer decides. Stop asking
It
me.
is.
I
It
agree with
is.
that 100%. Like, all of like the different mashups and stuff I've done on the main
Yeah.
channel, it's always like, this character probably might not even win, or like if they were to win, it has to be like this very specific, perfect circumstance that like happens perfectly. But you know, I get to be the narrative author. I like wrote that into one of my scripts. It's like, well, I'm writing the script, so fuck you. They get to win.
Well, exactly. Like in my eyes, the circumstances are different, right? Like
Yeah.
like any kind of fight between Batman and Superman, I think the circumstances are different. There's some things where Batman will throw Lois Lane off of a roof to win. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right? Like, I don't know, bro pulls out kryptonite knuckle dusters and gives him the old 1-2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think Batman being overpowered is all circumstantial. Sometimes he is, and sometimes he isn't.
I remember reading. Well, my followers told me about the Batman who laughs because I was complaining about Batman
Oh,
armor.
my
And like,
don't get me on about
that's-
it. Holy shit.
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because
It
you're
is.
telling me that Batman hyped up on Joker gas took over the multiverse.
Yeah.
The multiverse.
On God.
By
It would be well, not by himself, but yeah. It would be crazy if it was just like, oh man, Batman got infected by Joker gas and he takes over Gotham. I think that'd be an alright story. But
Yeah.
like, I agree. How does he become a multiversal being? Please tell me. Is the Joker gas also just like multiversal crack? Like, like is it just,
It's
like,
just Spice from Dune.
Robin, I'm seeing into the universe. You know what I mean? Like, the universe, it's seeing me.
All the Batman glaves in my comments were like, no, it's because he's like so smart. He's like a multiverse level guy. No, he isn't. And then everyone kept
He's
bringing
not.
up Owlman, and I'm like, he had the Justice League and a bomb.
See,
Yeah.
What do you?
See, but they bring up people that bring up Owlman are crazy because they're like, "But Owlman did it," and I'm like, "Yeah, there's also such thing as like the cosmic treadmill, dumbass." You know what I mean? Like Batman isn't the first person to like invent something to like go into the cosmos and just like other universes and shit.
Yeah, he
know
made
what I
a
mean?
bomb.
Yeah, no, I know. Owlman made a bomb to he was gonna blow up Earth Primed in order to kill every other universe. I remember that.
Yeah.
But shit, I don't know. I think Batman's smart and all, right? Yeah. But I think he's like, he only wins because he's not a Boy Scout. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like like I'll say this, what gives Batman the edge in a lot of fights is the fact that like he says in the one thing, Superman's a good person deep down and Batman's not, right? Yeah. And that is the only reason why he wins. Minus like any sort of prep time and stuff like that. It's because he's willing to threaten up to blow a whole planet in order to save somebody's
Well,
life.
also, like, most of his rogues galley are just, like, mental patients that are, like, constantly schizophrenic. So that probably
feel
makes
like-
it a lot easier
I
to...
I feel like that you're heavily underrepresenting. Which can I make my quick hot take?
Huh.
Speaking of that, Joker is one of the worst Batman villains.
I
One
think
of the
he's...
most boring.
I don't think
No,
he's
he is
bad,
one
he's
of-
just overplayed at this point.
No, it's not even that. Even underplayed. He's one of the most boring Batman villains. He does not deserve a movie. Almost everybody else in his rogues gallery deserves a movie way more than he ever did.
Yeah,
I
the
think-
thing is, I think Joker's at like his best when he's just doing silly, goofy stuff. Like
Joker's at his best when he's like the antagonist, right? Anybody that tries to make Joker something more than he is, because that's all he is the antithesis to Batman. And when you try to make him more than he is, it's what kills the character.
That's what I
right?
mean. Like,
That's why
Joker works in, like, one very specific
Yeah.
role, but, like,
Yeah.
when you overdo it, and then it's, like,
Yeah.
there's no point.
That's
I'd rather
what I
see
mean,
Bane and, like, his whole thing
Yeah.
broken down.
I'd rather see Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Bane, or Scarecrow, or Poison Ivy, or Two-Face, or the Riddler. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Like-
they put him in everything. It's like, yeah, I know it's the Joker. Move on. Let me see.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
agree.
It's all because of Heath Ledger, too. If he was even, like, slightly worse of an actor, first of all, he'd still be alive, but also Joker wouldn't be so popular, and
I agree.
and we
Maybe
wouldn't get him
wouldn't have gotten
everywhere.
a Killing Joke movie, and his
Yeah.
life would be better.
God, that
Like,
movie's
I
awful,
just-
too.
I didn't even want to watch Joker 2. Because I've said this since Joker came out. It's an ass movie.
I haven't
It's not a
heard-
good Joker movie.
Well, there's a difference between a
I've-
bad movie and a good Joker movie.
I mean, I heard
Uh,
a lot of people saying.
I think
like,
it's sorry,
I'm
it's a
literally
good movie.
Joker, and like it just
Yeah.
that's how I knew it
Yeah,
wasn't a good movie. Like,
Society.
yeah,
Like it's,
one of those movies.
Yeah.
it's and I think the thing is that the thing with the Joker movie, and maybe this is me being a fucking nerd, but you can't have Joker without Batman. It just doesn't work.
I
It
think it's
just-
less
you-
interesting.
Well no, because it's not Joker, it's just like a crazy person that hates society.
Well, yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
It's just like a
kind of
Redditor.
exciting. Yeah, he's just a Redditor that hates society that like kills people here and there. Right?
Yeah.
Because the thing that makes the Joker so fucked up is that like later on, like kind of in most into your year one, after Batman first saves Joker instead of killing him, right? Is that he just kills people to get Batman's attention. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what almost makes it even more fucked up is he's doing it for some sort of like weird romantical thing. Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And without that, you're just looking at another terrorist. Yeah, that wears clown makeup, right? It's like not as entertaining. You could put the Joker anywhere in that state, and he would still be the same character, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think as the Joker's gone on, and as I watch him in more stuff, he's just like his quality of character just tends to drop. Yeah, in my
Yeah.
opinion. In my opinion, right? Yeah. I think there are certain characters you can do different things with, and that's great. And I think there's some characters you just can't because then it's just not the character. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of my I don't know. I got a problem with it. I got a problem with all sorts of superhero movies. It's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
didn't like Endgame.
Pardon?
I didn't like Endgame.
I didn't either. I don't like Thanos actually.
Oh,
Okay.
great tell.
Oh, they just did Thanos dirty. Yeah.
They talk about like removing the whole Lady Death thing.
No, it's not even the whole Lady Death thing. It's like bro's trying to kill the universe because he's crazy. I like that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like villains that are just doing it just because I want to make a woman happy because it's nut. Now that feels threatening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was a fun character, right? Like he's a fun villain.
He wasn't
Yeah,
badly
I
written.
just-
Or like in
No, he
Infinity
wasn't-
War, he was really well written, and then Endgame, he's
Yeah.
just sort of like the
That's
antagonist.
what I mean. That's what I mean. In Infinity War, and I think it's because of the Endgame thing to Infinity War, which is why I got a distaste in my mouth for it. Because Infinity War, he was pretty hype, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this is the good MCU villain. Maybe we're getting out of the shitter, right? And then Endgame came out, and I was like, oh.
Well, I
wow.
think the MCU is
Yeah.
fairly out of the shitter by the time of Infinity War.
No, God no.
They had a
Ultron
lot-
still left a horrible taste.
I mean, I guess,
I
but
liked
I feel like the
Ultron.
MCU had a lot more.
I didn't.
They had a lot more good movies than they had bad movies. Versus now, it's
Yeah.
kind of flip flopped.
See, I think my issue with the MCU, and Turtle. We're gonna talk about Ultron here in a minute. Um, I just 'cause I'm curious. I think my issue with the thing that AMC does is when they've got really good movies, they shine bright. No doubt about it, right? They are memorable. They shine
Well, yeah,
bright.
they're
Good.
10 leagues ahead. Like the entire Guardians trilogy
Yeah.
is just so much better than anything
Exactly.
else
Like
the
when
MCU
I
has
think of good
produced.
MCU movies, I think of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy,
Yeah.
right? And maybe some of like their first movies, right? But I think that outshines the bad, so it feels like they've made more good than bad. And you actually try to go back and watch a lot of them, and you're like, holy fuck, this is ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked like the Guardians trilogy and like
I do
the Winter Soldier and
Yeah.
the first Avengers movie. That was pretty cool.
The
Yeah.
first Avengers movie was hype as hell, and it's a movie that I will. Still
It's
go
very
back and watch.
charming. It's one of those movies, like especially the first Iron Man, to like go back and watch now. It is like night and day how much superhero movies have changed in like such a
for
short amount of
sure.
time. Or even watching like the old X-Men movies, like X1 and X2.
Yeah.
It's like it's in this weird tiny time capsule. Like X1 came out before Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and every superhero movie up until Iron Man just kind of tried to copy Spider-Man. So it was like interesting to see a comic book movie that came out before Spider-Man
Yeah.
had kind of
I don't
changed
think I
everything.
ever saw those Spider-Man movies.
The same
Really?
ones.
No,
What?
I saw the Amazing Spider-Man 2 when I was 9, and I hated it. But like other than
Yeah.
that, I haven't seen any of those movies.
Tobey Maguire makes a great Peter Parker, and Andrew Garfield makes a great Spider-Man. I will
That's what
stick to
people
that.
say.
I will stick to that.
Yeah.
Although that's
Um,
also why I didn't watch No Way Home because I'm not watching 5 Spider-Man movies to
Oh.
understand this one movie.
The Tom
Oh, you
Holland
watched No Way
writing
Home without
Spider-Man?
really knowing the other two.
Yeah, but that gets rid of a lot of the impact of the other 2 Spider-Man.
I don't
Well, I
know, it
think
felt like-
the impact
it felt like
comes with
corporate
nostalgia.
killing.
So if you didn't grow up with the Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
because I didn't,
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't watch any of those movies until after like the Tom Holland one had already come out, so I didn't have nostalgia for it. So it didn't
I
really
think
hit
I was
me
already
either.
I think I was already old and bitter at that point, and I saw the pop on the screen and rolled my fucking eyes, and I was like, "Great, more corporate
Yeah.
chilling."
That,
And I
that
also
that-
really just
shit.
didn't like that movie as like a concept because he's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Why is he doing all this big stuff? He's
Well,
gonna
it's
help
like-
out the little guy, like in the first movie. You
it's
know?
also copying like one of the worst Spider-Man comic runs where like isn't it like the one more day he like forgets Mary Jane and immediately cheats on her?
Yeah, I
something like
remember
that.
that. I complained about it
They
on my TikTok.
they're
I
not
didn't
allowed to
like
be
it.
happy.
I don't know. I don't like any of the Tobey Maguire movies, not because of the acting, because I think
You
it
mean
just
Tom
doesn't.
Holland?
Tom Holland. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Getting
forget.
old.
You're a Toby Dick writer. I got to remind you that like you're
I know.
supposed to like the
no,
Toby
no.
ones.
I'm not a Toby Dick writer. I don't know. I'll always be a.
You want to
comic
know
book nerd.
my superhero hot take? I don't really care for any of the Spider-Man movies. I like the
That's fair.
animated
Yeah, that's fair.
the Spider-Verse
fair.
ones, and that's it. None of the live
Yeah,
actions. I like Homecoming.
fair.
Like that one's charming, and that's probably the one I like the most. But the rest of the live action ones, I really don't care for.
Yeah, I
I
also
think-
only liked Homecoming.
I think my biggest hot take of superhero stuff in a general is that I don't like any of the live action movies.
So this is actually something I wanted to talk about. Do you think, because this is something I believe in and I think I've believed in for a while, do you think, I think there's very rare exceptions to this, but do you think that like superhero movies should just stop trying to do
Yes.
like live action in
Yes.
general?
Yes, they should go back to animation tenfold. Yes, without a doubt. Yes.
You just do both because like sometimes the live action ones are good, but mostly the animated stuff is better. But live action
Yeah.
can be fine sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I think especially DC needs to get off whatever high horse they're on trying to be Marvel and go back to what they're good at and making animated movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like for me, I think if it's like a character drama type thing where it's like focusing more on like the drama and the characters and stuff like that, I'm fine with that being live action. Like Logan and the Batman, like the new one, are
Yeah.
like really
I
good
love
examples.
the Batman.
Yeah.
Those are fucking great examples of like a live action superhero
Oh, yeah.
movie because it's really like it's like a live action. It's just a movie featuring superheroes. It's not a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But if it's like the Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy or something, I would 100 times more prefer it to be like animated because you can do so much
Well,
more with like the
for
physics
sure.
and everything. And
It's why
Yeah, and you like
it's-
aren't what's the word? Limited by like what people can
Yeah.
do in real life. You can
Yeah.
have more trippy
Yeah.
effects and stuff.
and that's why Batman, in my eyes, will always kind of, rather than like the new one, will always kind of suck in live action. because you can do characters like the Penguin and the Riddler, like really easily, right? Yeah, but
Yeah.
anything outside of that, because they're not like just people in costume shooting laser beams. You know what I mean, right? Like you've got Mr. Freeze and Killer Croc and Bane and Poison Ivy and like the fear gas effect from Scarecrow. And I mean, like, what was the face? Like, remember the Batman live action movie? The Scarecrow was in there. That was a good one. I liked him.
It was
Like,
that
he was
Batman
all right.
Begins.
Yeah, it was the Batman Begins, right? Like that was pretty good for like what it was worth. But it just it's you know what I mean? Like, and that's why animation, I find in any of the DC stuff just works like so much better, right? Because you have like even the Joker, like it's so much easier to do the Joker in animation because you can, like we talked, like you said earlier, Turtle, you can do the silly goofy stuff with like the acid flower and the razor playing cards.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
like the Jack in the Box with like the teeth sells a
Yeah.
lot better
Yeah.
when it's animated.
Yeah, because you can kind of just do like the funny goofy shit,
Yeah.
right? You know what I
This
mean?
is like something I really thought about when I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, especially when they have like that first fight in front of the Fox logo. Is that like
Yeah.
it looks cool? Like they both look awesome, and like it's not awful cinematography or like choreography for the fight or anything like that. And like I really like how Hugh looks like in the Wolverine, like the new Wolverine suit and everything. But like when he does like the on fours sprinting at Deadpool,
That looked a little
like
silly.
He looks like a toddler.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks kind of like off, and I feel like if it was animated, it would just look so much cooler.
Because in animation you can work out the kinks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can
but
like
even,
morph
like,
things
but
and like
even-
fuck with things.
Yeah, but even like the Wolverine costume, I was like, yeah, it looks cool. Didn't mean it didn't look a little goofy sometimes. Like with the mask
Yeah.
on, it looked a little
Well,
goofy. Like
I think
Yeah.
a live action superhero looking goofy is better than them looking like the
Oh,
the
for
X1,
sure.
like the
Like-
blacks, like the blacks leather suits or something like that.
110%. But like, do you get what I mean though?
Yeah,
Right?
But it's like one of those things. Like the best example of like a superhero in live action to me is the Bayverse Transformers, because they're not actually live act. Like they are animated. They're just animated
Yeah.
in a way that like tries to reflect a live action product, and that's why they're like so much cooler than like any other superhero thing. Because no matter how hard you try, like the fights in Man of Steel, like you're still working with actual actors. You're still working with like the limits of like the human body. Versus Transformers, obviously you can fuck around and morph and like move your 3D models in ways that wouldn't be actually possible to do in real life.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen most of those.
Most of which ones?
The Bayformer movies, because like I heard them saying human swear words and I just turned it off. 'Cause that annoys me.
True.
Fuck you,
Can I-
Bumblebee.
No, don't say that.
I want to have sex with you, Megatron.
Okay, that I'm okay with.
Megatron and Optimus Prime getting it on, and Transformers 6. Let's go.
I'd be down for that. But
be down for that,
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
like
I'd watch that.
it's one of the things, especially like one of my favorite things, one of my favorite like newer superhero things. Obviously, it's not new or whatever, but it's like more recent. Is like Invincible and Omni-Man. And I like Omni-Man so much because it is animated and because like the things he does in that show wouldn't be easy to pull off in live action. Like you could do it, but it would look a lot goofier. But it's like the simple stuff of him like floating and just like simply like grabbing someone and doing stuff like that. Like it looks so much better animated. And if you try to do it live action, I don't think it would have nearly the same impact. And
No,
it just
I
makes it a
agree.
lot cooler in general, especially like when they're like fighting like the Viltrumites and stuff, and they're fighting like while flying in the air and doing all
Yeah,
this
one
wacky
chick was
shit.
using her hair as a weapon. That was
Yeah.
cool.
That's fucking awesome. But it would look goofy as hell if you try to do it in live action, I feel.
But I even like I compare like a lot of Batman movies that I watch. Like the Batman is good. I just think that a lot of his animated stuff is better because you
Well-
can do a lot of stuff easier.
I think the
Right.
Batman is good because it's not really a superhero movie. Like it's got action
for
kind
sure.
of, but like
Oh, for sure.
you could
It's
have
your-
that
it's-
same exact action scene in like Fight Club and it would
Oh.
still work, you know?
But it's also much more of a comic book movie, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why I liked it so much because I hate to say it, but I'm kind of getting tired of them going off the rails and go, we're gonna do our own thing, and then almost every time they fall off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like okay, we get it. You're trying to do new things and it's not working, so stop.
Yeah. That's why I'm tired
Right.
of Injustice Superman. It's like, okay, I get it. Superman's evil. Cool. It was interesting the first time. To me, it was interesting the first time, but now that we have like other evil Superman trope characters like Omni-Man and Homelander, those are so much above and away better than just like Superman, but he's evil.
I just
That,
don't
like,
like
I
the
think
trope in general.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's because I'm more versed in it. I like it. I don't like
Cause
how they
like
do it in the games, but I don't know. It's a
I mean,
fun
I can
spin on
vibe
it.
with it for one story, but like when you have like the Snyder Superman basically like just do the same thing without any motivation and stuff
Oh
like that, and it's
yeah.
just kind of like
Oh
thrown in
yeah,
to make
for
him
sure.
edgier, to make him cooler.
For
It's like I
sure.
would rather him be a big softy. I want him to
But
be
the
the
but
Iron
the
Giant in human
but the
form.
thing with evil Superman is it's like in Injustice Superman is it's not fun because Superman's bad. It's fun. It's fun because like how the story interacts with it, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, like that's what's exciting about it. Like I don't go whoop-de-doo evil Superman, right? Yeah, it's like shit. He's doing this. He's doing that. He just killed a 10-year-old child. You know what I
uh-huh.
mean? Right? Yeah.
yeah.
Like he just killed Green Arrow. Spoiler alert. That's not a
No.
spoiler. That's been around for forever. You know what I
What's Green
mean?
Arrow gonna do against Superman? Like,
Oh,
come on.
nothing. He tries to stop him, and then the arrows bounce off of Superman and hit Superman's dad because his dad is still alive, and then
Oh yeah, I
Superman
remember
proceeds
that.
to kill Green Arrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's dumb.
And like, oh
yeah,
shit, or like, oh shit, Damian Wayne just killed Nightwing, right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. And Damian Wayne's given up being Batman's sidekick because Damian Wayne thinks we should kill all the criminals. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, that makes sense for Damien.
Wonder Woman's basically like manipulating Superman to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
But
It's a fun spin on the universe, right? Yeah, and I think it's what I hate when people say, "Well, Injustice sucks because there's so many other evil Supermans." I'm like, it's not just evil Superman. Yeah. Do you like?
I
I
get
get
that,
being
but
tired of the
like,
trope of being evil Superman because I've started to see Ultraman in more places, and I'm like, okay, like now
well, yeah,
Ultraman's just a boring character.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
just
know.
seeing Superman as a bad guy is less interesting. Like, I like the isn't it the absolute one now is that like he's just depressed but he's still a good guy. Like that is more
Yeah.
interesting to me than, oh well, now he's been pushed to the edge and he's gonna turn evil now.
See, you see, and I think the thing with Injustice that I will always argue with people is I don't think Superman's evil. Yeah.
Well,
I
he's
think
just
people
he goes
generalize it
down
in
like
evil.
the
I think
tragic
that
hero
people that-
route, like Eren Yeager type shit, right?
Something like that, but I think by saying he's evil, you're like downplaying it. But like I don't know, I don't like arguing about this stuff because I've read more into it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean, right? And
you're
I'm
more
arguing
cultured
like
than we
yeah,
are.
well no, and it's not. I'm not calling people stupid, right? Yeah, but I'm trying to argue a point where like no, but I played the games, like not you guys, right? But I'm
Well,
trying to
I
argue
think
this
what
to
you
other
have to
people.
understand is that like the same thing goes for movies. Is like when people
Oh,
say
for sure.
Superman's boring, it's because the only Superman stuff that people have really
No,
seen is
I
the Snyder
agree.
movies. So it's
I
like
agree, but I think it's all about the statement, though, right? Yeah, like I'll say like movie Superman sucks ass, right?
I know,
You know
but
what
like
I mean?
what I'm saying is like you can say that like the comics do such a better job all day and all night,
agree.
but nobody reads comics anymore. So it's like
I do strongly disagree with that.
I
I think
okay.
comics are as popular as they have ever been. I know significantly more people and talked to a lot more people that have started reading them now more than they used to. Yeah. I think it's people that watch movies and go, this is all I need to know. Right? Which is fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then don't read the comics. Yeah. And then get defensive when somebody brings up the comics, going, well, I didn't read the comics. Well, then it's like, well, then don't talk about it. Right? Don't talk about Injustice Superman when all of that Injustice stuff are all intertwined with the comics. They're all canon, all run along the same story. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like just talking about the Spider-Man movies and why they suck, because that doesn't matter. You don't have to generalize that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can talk that you don't like Spider-Man because of this, and that's fair, because I can tell you I don't like Spider-Man because this comic book run, it's the same thing. My issue when people talk about the Injustice and stuff like that is because the comics run linear with the games, right? Yeah. So to tell me that the Injustice storyline sucks, well, you've missed out on like maybe half of it without the comics, right? Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's a fair opinion to have, like just playing the games. It's a fair opinion, right? Yeah. But like to say, well, the comics don't matter when indeed in this specific case they do, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to sit, and I will always disagree to say that, well, nobody reads comics. I think a lot of people do,
I
especially
think
because
I'm not saying nobody reads comics. I'm saying generally
I think a lot.
in the
I think generally you're wrong.
if you take everybody who's ever watched a Superman movie or a Batman movie, the vast majority of people,
yeah.
even if it's like 30% of the audience has read comics, it's still 30% out of,
Yeah, but-
everyone.
Yeah. I would say it's more than 30%.
Okay.
I would say it's definitely more than 30%. I don't know. I just thinking like using the argument, well, people don't, and that's different than movies with books because it's like where books come from movies, right? Like the Gears of War books come from the Gears of War game, right? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Kind of, yeah.
it's the opposite, where these movies come from the comics, right?
Yeah.
And I think somebody saying, well, the comics don't matter, the comics don't matter. I think it's quite the opposite. I think they do, right? I think these movies have
So-
every right to be compared to the comics.
Like, we have the same opinion. I think you're just phrasing it wrong, because like you're like when somebody like when I say I don't like the Injustice storyline. I think it's boring.
We're having a divorce here.
we're not having gay sex after this. But like when I say it's bad, you're the reply that you're like trying to articulate to me is not that, well, Injustice is actually good. It's that the game might be bad, but the comic is good.
No.
But you can't justify and say because the comic's good, I can't say Injustice is bad.
No. I'm not saying it's bad at all, right? Yeah, it's just what I'm saying, and this is just a general, right? I don't really care. You want to think Injustice is bad? It's not. It's a very mid comic, right? I'll agree, and it's a very mid storyline altogether. What I'm saying is that you constantly throw out the opinion of comics, and like whenever we talk about what comics don't matter, people don't read comics. Right, and I think my point is...
Well, because I'm not talking about the comic, I'm talking about, like,
No, I know, but whenever I bring up the comics to even make the comparison, you bring that up, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
here.
It's not my... But
okay, it doesn't matter. We're going to go down a circle.
It does apply here. See, because he's losing, so he's giving up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, let me pull Synthetic Man. We're going to go full racist mode. But anyways, there's a lot of different, like... mediums of different things, you know, between these movies, animated, comics, whatever the fuck have you.
R34 posts.
And R34 posts. Can't forget about those. Can't forget about Quora and Tumblr and
Megatron
all of that shit.
And Alita 1 and
shut up.
Megatron
Shut up. But in the arc. I wanted to bring this up because we've, you know, obviously put a big focus on Batman for this.
What did you say, Turtle?
They had to do something for 4 million years. There was
oh God! I see. Now this is. See, you want to know what my superhero hot take is? Okay, what do you think all these people spend doing their free time? Sex. The Flash and Batman getting it on in between issues. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I can believe it.
Megatron. Oh, dude, the Flash is the definition of a quickie. On God, like in and out.
No, that's fun.
You want to know why they call me the Flash, Bruce?
You'd have to get someone like... I think Green Arrow would be pretty good.
I feel like... Oh, dude, Green Arrow. They'd be like doing karate while having sex. They'd be like doing like gymnastic stuff. That would be crazy.
You know who'd be the real gymnast?
Who's that?
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson in Batman? That's kind of weird, though.
Well, you gotta wait until he's Nightwing. You can't.
Just Dick Grayson, not with Batman. That's terrible.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, Turtle. Speaking of Dick Grayson and Batman, can I add? I don't know if you've seen this. How do you feel about Batman wearing the Nightwing costume and pretending to be Nightwing?
I made a video about that a few months ago.
Did you?
I think that's stupid, but like in a fun way, because like
I think so too.
They're gonna know. They're gonna know.
Oh, like, for sure. Well, you've got Nightwing, who's like really like kind and funny, and the next thing you know, the next day these criminals wake up to this brick of a human being.
That sounds kind of wholesome. It's like the one where like Superman and Batman switch costumes, and they shoot Batman and the bullets bounce off.
It's like
the criminals are gonna know, because like. Yeah. Batman's gonna stretch out the costume, and they're all gonna see. And they're like, "That's not Dick Grayson. I got all my limbs broken."
I think it's even funnier because where Dick Grayson is doing backflips and everything, and you like Nightwing's coming, and you just see Nightwing walk out of a shadowy corner and just jaw your partner and break his jaw as his head slams on the floor, and you're like, "That you're not Nightwing. It's over."
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading that today, and I was like, I had to ask how you feel about that, because I think that is one of the greatest things comics has ever done.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's great. But
I want to see Batman wear the Harley Quinn costume next.
Oh my!
Okay.
I don't know if he'd fit.
Yeah, the original one. Harley Quinn's gone missing, and Batman's gonna do like a psyop and like pretend to be Joker's sidekick.
It's just an excuse for him to make out with Joker, though.
True. They just cut to a scene where they're having sex in like the Batmobile, and Batman's doing like a really shitty Harley Quinn impression.
The Brooklyn accent.
Yeah. But it's like clearly still Batman.
How you doing, Mr. J? How's it going?
Puddin', I think I captured Batman.
Oh
Joker
god.
tries to like, abuse Harley, but his fist breaks as soon as it hits her chest. My new favorite thing is just imagining Batman in other villain suits.
Yeah.
Like Batman like impersonating like the Penguin, but it's like the Penguin, but he's doubled the size.
Yeah. It's the Penguin, but it looks like he ate
Penguin.
somebody.
He's just dressed up as Mr. Freeze, but he paints his face blue and puts on a fishbowl.
Whoa.
Like,
You know
Batman
what
doing
my
Blueface.
favorite superhero costume is?
Huh.
What's that? Who's that?
In one of the Marvel comics, when Wolverine was in Madeline Pryor's outfit.
Oh,
He trusts that shit though. He's making it.
oh my god!
I talk about the
Oh
Speedo.
my god! Oh my god! Sorry. I just have like you remember? Have you watched Under the Red Hood Turtle?
Yeah, I did.
Could you imagine Bruce Wayne, like big old Batman in the Robin costume?
Oh god, the one with just the shorts.
Yeah, just like with the tight shorts. Could you imagine? I think that would be more frightening than Batman running at me. If I saw like this big 6'3" like Hulk of a man in like short shorts, like running at me with like a little tiny.
Well, just
yellow
imagine,
cape that looks
like
a bib on him.
I just imagine like Terry Crews in a bright yellow Speedo running at you in a dark alley.
I think I'd just die.
It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrifying.
But outside
What are you
of
saying?
these insane mock-ups of Batman dressed as Harley Quinn, I wanted to ask you guys what is the best iteration of Batman and why is it Robert Pattinson
Like, are you talking like live action?
in general?
Oh, like in general? Oh, absolute Batman.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah. Without a
It's
doubt.
interesting because like a Batman who's
Batman
poor,
West.
it feels like he's not Batman.
But the thing, it's like his suit is like heavily made, but he's not like he's poor, kind of. I don't know. His dad was a teacher, and that's how he got shot.
Well, he's like a tradesman, right?
Yeah, well, he goes to work at
Construction
every
worker or
single.
something.
Well, he goes to work on every job in Gotham that he possibly can to learn Gotham. He's like a super big engineer who then becomes a professional athlete in order to pay for scholarships. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if Captain America was Batman,
Yeah.
but like still with Batman's personality.
I think my
And
favorite
it's-
thing about that
My favorite thing about it is that instead of just like knocking out enemies, he'll like dismember them. He'll like cut your hand off. He won't kill
Well,
you,
yeah.
but he'll like cut your leg off. I don't know. I love it.
Well, I mean, he's
It's a
always been
mixture
brutal. Like, he
between-
doesn't care about, like, breaking people, like, every single
Oh.
bone in their body.
But see what I like about it is they take it the mile where it's like in between Flashpoint Batman and normal Batman.
Yeah.
Right?
I
You know what I
do like Batman being broke, though, because it just makes so much
Yeah.
more sense. Because if you're,
for
like,
sure.
literally the richest... If you're Elon Musk and you're, like, getting dressed in a rubber suit and beating up people, you deserve to be shot. Like, you deserve everything coming towards you. Like, I don't feel bad for you whatsoever. Like, open a fucking orphanage, bro. Like, open
I'm
a
pretty sure he
food
does,
kitchen.
though.
He
Batman.
does do that stuff, but it's like the knowledge of how powerful money is in the real world
for
makes
sure.
Batman seem so much sillier. Like my least favorite thing about
Yeah.
like the Christopher Nolan Batman is the fact that he's got like a military grade tank as his Batmobile. Like
Yeah.
Batman, like even like the Pattinson one where he's just got like a Dodge Charger with a jet engine strapped to the back of it is so much cooler, and it feels more authentic that it's like something like he's like basically
Yeah.
making it in his garage at home.
That's always an issue with the live action ones. They go like to this material like fuck, I can't say the word. What was the word?
Materialistic.
No. The one. What about the fuck, militaristic? Whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Militaristic.
Militaristic. They take that with a lot of live actions, except for Robert Pattinson. I don't really like that, and I never
Yeah.
have. And I agree.
I just don't like super
I think-
rich Batman. Like even like when he's got like
I
the
don't know.
big Bat Cave and like the big Brother Eye computer. It's like I'd rather see him just like working out of like scraps, like in a garage.
Yeah. I think they're both fun in their own way. I don't know. Batman's a really one-dimensional character in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's my
Me,
other
like
hot
my
take.
biggest issue is I feel like Batman is set up as like a street level like Daredevil style hero or like the Punisher, but at
Yeah.
the same time he's also a member of the Justice League and one of like these global superheroes.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
why
like
I don't like.
there's
I like it better when he's just like on the street fighting
Yeah.
a guy in a
Well-
costume, with, like a
Well,
ring.
and that's
Like,
and that's canon and I think that's a lot of like story reason. Another reason why like the Justice League never really intervenes in like Gotham City problems. right?
Yeah.
I was talking about it with somebody, and I was like, if Superman started
Dude.
intervening and everything had happened in Gotham, there wouldn't be a Batman story.
The fact that
right?
like Superman exists in the Arkhamverse and Arkham gets like taken over by like a gigantic terrorist coup, and nobody ever shows up, and it's just Batman.
There's
I
plot to
remember-
that. There's plot reasons to that.
I remember
Well,
people seeing jokes like, because like Superman has super hearing, and they're like Superman listening to Jason dying for over a year. And just not
Oh, for sure,
happening.
for sure. Now that's the funny thing, right?
Yeah.
No, one of the things I'll always say, we talked this before, that Batman is only interesting because of the characters around him, not for who he is himself. Like, Superman is an interesting character for who he is, right?
Yeah.
Batman without Robin or any of his, like, the rogues gallery in the state that they are, it's not interesting stories. Right? Like, if I'm reading he's just a rich guy with issues. Like, he tells Wonder Woman. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like being the rich
without-
guy is like the worst part about him. But it's like the same thing as like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is so much better when he's like the friendly neighborhood kid and not
For
like
sure.
hanging out with Doctor Strange and summoning multiversal portals.
And I think, and I know we argued about this before, and I think it's just, in my mind, that's just bad writing. Yeah.
I think it's necessarily bad writing. I think it's just like a boring
it's horrible.
concept.
No, I think it's
Because I think you could make it work, but not necessarily in the way it's
No.
done.
No, because I will stick on this. They flatten Spider-Man as a character. They have throughout all of the live action movies. Yeah, they take a lot of who he is and who he's always been out of him, right? And that's not like, I don't care that there's different characters in there usually. It's like, there doesn't need to be an MJ. You can put any woman in there. She can be as badass as you want. That's not what I bitch about. It's just that Spider-Man, who he is and like how he operates and like everything, just isn't in those movies. And I think that's what sucks about it. You know what I mean? Right?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, like, when he is fighting like multiversal beings, like he does once, right? Yeah. What makes that interesting is that he's doing it by himself, right? Yeah. I think where Spider-Man shines the least is when he's working with other people. You know what I mean?
Well,
Unless
yeah.
it's like Daredevil.
Unless it's like, sorry, yeah, you're right. Unless it's like somebody like Daredevil, who's very much like not like Iron Man, who can like summon 20 suits.
Well, it's like the same issue of like he's like a street level hero who's being set up with like Batman. Like he's way less interesting when he's in the Justice League.
God no, because Spider-Man can solo most of the Avengers.
Well, you know what I mean. Like his stories are better when they are street level and when he's not like working with the Avengers fighting aliens.
I think it can be any villain. Spider-Man's interesting when he's by himself. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He can be off in space fighting a king, and he's far more interesting than if like Iron Man or Captain America was there, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think you understand the insane power level of his villains, of Spider-Man's
I know they're powerful. When I say street level, I don't mean he's like fucking like getting murked over by robbers.
You see,
I mean,
because I don't. Yeah,
like he's better when he's like in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He's better when he is. Sorry, then no, I agree. Yeah. Right? He's better. When
I don't mean he's gonna like get held up in an ATM and die. Like
that was you keep saying street level, and I'm like,
I don't mean I fucking hate. I know I do it. Like it's the main thing I do on my channel. I fucking hate power scalers so fucking much. It is the most annoying thing, and they have like their own like code. And I see it in like the Generator Rex like video. There was a dude who got so heated. He commented. There was 200 comments on that video by like noon today, and he commented under every single one because somebody would be like, "Generator Rex is kind of cool," and he's like, "Nah, actually, he would die," and that was it. Yeah. But like people like go in there and they're like, "Well, you know, Ben 10 is like multiversal and like maybe planetary, but he could also be argued to be ultraversal." And it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, just use English words.
Yeah, my brother's a power scaler. I have to deal with this on a daily basis.
I feel like
I remember talking with my brother, and I'm like, "Dang, I think Goku could beat insert character in a fight." He's gonna be like, actually." He's like, dude, shut up.
The only power scaling I will ever talk about, like hardcore, is the mutant power scaling because it's like an in-universe thing that exists, right?
Well, yeah, you can have like rankings in universe and stuff, right?
No. But I mean, if somebody comes to me, well, Captain America is a multiversal being, I'm like, that doesn't fucking exist, right? Yeah, but I'll tell you all day that Magneto's and like
Batman with prep time. Like having characters that are stronger than one another, like that's not my issue. Obviously, no,
What I mean is that like Magneto is like an Omega level mutant, right? Yeah. There's like actual like in-lore classifications for those kinds of mutants, and that's the only power scaling we ever talk about. Somebody brings me up an X-Men character and go, what classification do you think Nightcrawler is? I'll talk about that because there's a lore thing that makes sense with it, right? Yeah, and there's actual characters and actual spots that we can compare them to, right? But if you come to me saying, do you think Spider-Man and Batman are multiversal beings? I'm like, what the fuck is a multiversal being? The fuck is that? They've both been to space. Does that count? You know what I mean? Like on a bad day, Doctor Doom could lose to a child. Yeah? You know what I mean? Right? Like, those rankings don't make any sense. It's like we talked about Batman earlier, right? One day Batman could beat the shit out of God, and then the next day he gets smited. Right? Yeah. Like the issue with the power scaling, and I'll defend I think you on this, Kyle, with like the hating power scaling, is because it's all circumstantial.
Well, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Right? Something Stan Lee, it depends on the author, like it literally doesn't matter that much.
But it's not even, but like if somebody brings up, like, if I bring up fun, like, do you think Green Arrow or Hawkeye would win? And it's just like a fun
Freddy Fazbear would win.
Right? Exactly. Or do you think Freddy Fazbear or Batman, who's going to win? Right? And somebody's like, well, if you really think about it. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't care about how strong they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you think Freddy Fazbear would wait for Batman's laptop, like, is like the power to run out in the office and he'd like jump in? Or do you think Batman would be like, I am the knight, and like punch Freddy Fazbear so hard the child's soul would fling out? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like, I want, like, when if we're gonna do like character comparisons, and we've done this a little bit before, Kyle. Like, I want dumb answers.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just more fun that way.
Who would win? Like Goku or Bumblebee? And I'm like, Bumblebee's just gonna piss on him, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it before. It's gonna happen again.
Like, that's like
Fight him.
True.
I want to see that fight, dude. I want him to duke it out so bad.
Honestly, I want to
Mike.
see
All the Transformers.
True.
Yeah.
And it's just Megatron and Optimus making out in the back. Everybody's like, where are they? Where are they? Where's our leaders? They're like, oh, Optimus, I love you so much. Optimus, never leave me. Optimus, I miss you. Why did we have to become enemies, Optimus?
Your Megatron sounds a lot like Trump. Like,
Optimus, would you mind if I called you Orion Pax once again? As he's like stroking each other's like faces. Real.
Optimus, do you know I have a big cannon, Optimus, the biggest cannon on all of Cybertron.
Orion, I want you to give that Optimus. I want you to give me that optimum penis in that primal way.
Orion
Optimus.
pack shots.
I want you to give me those Orion Max shots. Megatron, Optimus, you the D in D13 stands for dick, because I got 13 of them.
But outside of God damn it. I don't know how many times somebody get take a shot every time we talk about Transformers having sex, and you'll be dead by the end of this episode.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, I did make a TikTok about it recently.
Yeah.
True.
The double
I wanted to
Oreo.
also throw something at you guys. Talking about like the cartoons and stuff of Transformers. There's a lot of cartoons out there that are like really awesome and they never really like went anywhere. And I wanted to ask, as you know, we all grew up in the kind of like the golden age of cartoons, like when Cartoon Network was on top of it and top of their game and shit. If you could bring back a cartoon series, and I'm going to give you a rule here. If you could bring back a cartoon series and either like have it finish off or have it continue, which would that be? And that's outside of series and like franchise, like a cartoon franchise. So if it's like Transformers, that doesn't count because there's so many different like Transformers franchise. Like you can't just be like, I want more Transformers Prime because there's already more Transformers stuff. I mean like something like Generator Rex, which ran for 4 seasons and it stopped. Or like Slug Terra or some shit. Like those like more almost obscure cartoons that were like really good, but they only got like a season or 2 and then just died.
I think Slug Terra is actually a really good answer. I actually really like Slug Terra growing up, unironically.
It's Pokemon, but in America. Like it's just
Pokemon, but with guns. Like, it's dope as fuck.
It's such a hardcore concept.
And then they combined when you shoot them together, and if you shoot them fast enough, they turn into like mega evolutions.
Yeah.
And they had like Dark Energon or whatever that shit was called in there, where it turned the slugs evil.
Yeah, they have the evil slugs.
The slug crack.
Yeah, they feed the slugs. They'd feed the slugs red crack, and they'd go.
Yeah, that was a great show.
The main villain looked like he was eating the slug crack.
Dude,
Wasn't the villain just Dracula?
Yeah, he was just like pale because he's eating the slug crack. Like, oh my god. Yeah, it was something black. I thought, and it was
maybe.
like
We gotta stop naming villains black. Dragon
we
Ball.
gotta
is fun.
Something.
we've got to stop naming pale villains black. Is the
Yeah,
issue.
he's the whitest dude to ever white, and his name is Black.
Yeah, like remember Trunks from Dragon Ball in that one
Yes.
episode
Yeah.
where that guy was about to shoot Goku, and then Trunks was like, "Don't shoot him, he isn't black." Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Whenever somebody brings up like people with the name Black, I always think of like Mr. White, Mr. Black, and Johnny Test.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh.
Johnny Test.
That's
Johnny
another
Test
one.
was a banger.
That's a great one. Obviously, my answer is just Generator Rex. I love that show more than Ben 10, and it's really shitty that Ben 10 has gotten like 5 shows, and Generator Rex got 1. It's just dumb. I want my Mexican robot boy to come back.
What about you, Turtle?
Infinity Train.
True.
I actually don't know that one.
I like very
It's
loosely
a
remember.
show about these people who get stolen and like children who get stolen and put onto trains, and you need to like work through your emotional issues to get off. And it was
True.
really cool. And there was like infinite worlds, and like the last season was the best one, and it was really good. And I wanted to come back, but they got canceled because of fucking Cartoon Network. I hate.
I think Slug Terra. Yeah, but can I give you what I want for a TV show?
What?
What?
Even if it's probably an adult theme, I want an adult Ben 10 series.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome.
I want because you guys remember like the episodes where he was an adult and he had
Like
like
Ben
all
10,000.
this stuff. Yeah, like Ben 10,000. Like fuck all this new shit they're trying to do that sucks ass. Give me like a Ben 10,000 series.
I just want
Right?
Man of
You know what
Action
I
to come
mean?
back. I want that animation
Yeah.
style back. Like Invincible is kind of carrying it, but they're putting out
Yeah.
they're putting out half a season every 3 years. So like it's taking too long.
Yeah. Like I want like Ben 10,000 stuff because I always thought that was such a cool concept. I still do, and I think it's so much cooler than just remake. Like,
Well, I think
like,
they
'cause
never
I thought-
committed to it because like a plot point in the series is that every time like he does something and every time he sees Ben 10,000 is like wildly different because he's changed
Oh,
to the past since he's
for
gone to
sure.
the future the last
No,
time.
Oh no, and I totally agree. Which is why, like, but that doesn't stop him from like, okay, we did whatever. Let's do Ben 10,000. Like this is its
Well,
final
yeah.
point, right? Or they do Ben 10,000, and then they ever like at the end of the first season.
But it's also like-
Ben 10 meets him, and they change it. I just thought I don't know.
It's the
think
reason I want
regardless
like
of,
Generator Rex more than like Ben 10 is that like Generator Rex had like so much what do you call it, potential and stuff like that, and like the creators had a lot of ideas, and supposedly the nanites were supposed to be more than like even the Omnitrix ever was. But it's like with Ben 10, like he kind of does everything by the end of like when he's like
Yeah.
still a teenager, like when he like
Yeah.
he throws the big bang at someone, and it's really hard to like get past that.
Well, see, see what I mean is I want them to bring it back now because I want them to kind of do an X-Men '97, right?
Oh.
Yeah, where they bring it back now, and it's not for kids, it's for
Children?
us.
Like it's more
You know what I
grown
mean?
up. Yeah.
It's more grown up, like because you want to know who I want to see come back in a 10,000 variant. Turtle, I gotta ask you a question before I answer this. Who do you think my favorite villain of all time is? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess.
Out of the 2 hours you've known Ben, what do you think his favorite villain?
Out of the 2 hours you've known me, I did comment on one of your posts that you did respond to. Yeah.
I get like thousands of comments. I don't remember.
2 hours.
But
2 hours into comments.
But you responded to mine, which I thought was hype.
What was your comment?
What do you got? What do you got locked outside your dorm? And I was like, that's not very wizard. Yeah.
Oh, like not a wizard though.
I was gonna ask you at the end if you were a wizard or not.
Turtle
Yeah.
time is Gandalf. Confirmed.
True. I knew
Well,
it.
maybe you guys don't know what I'm capable of.
True.
Yeah.
True. Maybe
You die and come back 3 days later.
Transformers movies, it's full of gay sex. I'll know who's writing them. Okay?
Yeah, you would know. 'Cause
I'll know.
I would put that in there.
I'll know.
It'll be
I'll
like
know.
what's the old Disney movie? Is it Rescue? What the fuck is that one called? The two mice and they
The
like
mice?
fly. They like
Oh,
fly
yeah.
past like the porn in like a single frame. It'll be like it'll be
yeah,
exactly
really.
that.
Yeah.
Where it's just a close up
Except
of
it's
like
not- except
Bumblebee,
it's
but
not
in
a
the
single
reflection
frame.
of his eye, you can see Megatron leant over with Optimus behind him.
But it's not a single frame. It's actually 30 minutes of it of them just going ham.
The
and
last
saying
30
most
minutes of the
disgusting
movie.
except and them saying the most disturbing things to each other, while Bumblebee sits there in horror. Yeah,
Yeah, but
And
it's
you
off
just
in the
see it through
background. It's kind
reflection
of blurry.
Bumblebee's.
It's like
Yeah.
that
Don't
one
put
level
Bumblebee
from the
in
South Park video game.
Yeah.
Bumblebee has to watch, man. That's what the chair in the hotel room is for.
Hold on, while we laugh at this, I'm gonna look something up just to make sure this isn't a thing before I talk about it.
Okay,
But
but
no, I wanna Ben 10,000 series. That's more
But
of
is your
like
favorite villain Vilgax, by the way?
it is. It does happen
Okay.
to be. Yeah. I want I'm talking about like OG Vilgax from like the original series. The other
Yeah.
new designs suck ass. I want like a Vilgax 10,000. I want this motherfucker to come back 10,000 times as strong. Yeah, because he's a menace. Like he was ready to kill a 10-year-old for a watch. You know?
Yeah.
like he was not afraid.
I love that scene so much that when you posted Turtle in Transformers Prime, where Optimus is like, the child will die, and Megatron is just smiling.
That is Vilgax. That is Vilgax.
And that made no sense to me, like, because, like, he just pulled up on the Optimus, like, I shot a child, Optimus.
Or, yeah.
All right, goodbye now. And that was it. And, like,
Broke
my
him in
brother
just to
was
brag.
like, what are you doing? Go get the Dark Energon or some shit. Stop messing with
That's like,
Java.
that is like the good Joker behavior. Like, Joker like calls like Batman, and he's like, Batman, I shot a 5-year-old on crutches. Like,
It's literally like, Batman, I reanimated your dead butler. Batman, he's infecting the city. And then he just like hangs up the phone. That is good Joker right there.
yeah.
Like Batman, I just drove a school bus full of children into a vat of acid, Batman. And then hangs up the phone. Right? Yeah.
Batman, I just stuck a stick of dynamite up a dog, Batman.
Batman, I just
Batman, there's no laws
penetrated.
with the Pokemon back.
Batman, I'm going to anally penetrate you. Batman, I got a little punky. Batman, I've caught my first Pokemon, Batman. It's my Pokemon now, Batman. I
No, Joker. Joker, no.
Joker, no. I caught a little putty, Batman. And I'm going to
Batman, I got this comic book. It's got Optimus and Alita and Megatron, Batman.
Batman, I bought an Optimus Prime costume and a Megatron costume, Batman. And I'm going to dress up as Megatron.
He gets it, Batman can be a leader.
Batman will get Robin and he can be a leader. Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. I've read these funny stories on the internet. I thought maybe you and I could reenact them, Batman. It's something on a page called R34, Batman. Batman, I'm a Redditor now, Batman. I hate society. Batman, have you ever heard of the site called 4chan?
Hold on, my face hurts. Jesus. I love that.
I want an episode where Batman looks at Robin and goes, Robin, Joker's found 4chan. It's over. Joker's saying
The worst thing Joker's ever done, he opened a 4chan account.
Joker's saying legislation on the internet, Robin. We have to stop him. Joker, don't say the N-word.
Freedom of speech, Batman.
You can't stop me, Batman. I'll say it as many times as I
Elon
want.
Musk bought Twitter, Batman.
Batman, have you seen my ex profile, Batman? Posting lots of porn, Batman. Batman, have you heard of my new crypto coin? Joker, don't rug pull it. No.
Those millions.
Oh man.
Joker, no. Don't do a rug pull, Joker. No. Robin, don't invest.
He's like, Robin stole his credit card.
Robin, don't buy mine. Robin, don't listen to him. Don't buy any more V-Bucks, Robin. No. Just scared him.
Oh god, my fucking head hurts. Jesus. Did you find what you were looking up, Ben?
Oh yeah, I was just looking up to see if Vilgax 10,000 existed.
Oh.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know how we got into the Batman bit.
I
But
don't know.
About Megatron and crap
But
and then
yeah,
Batman.
we're talking about like the most faithful representation of the Joker. But
It's definitely It's the most faithful representation of Joker. And anybody can fight me on this is the one where he's talking about how he caught a Lopunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is unironically in my mind the most accurate version of Joker because he would fuck that Pokemon in front of Batman. Like unironically.
just like a VHS tape would show up at the Batcave and it would just say Pokemon.
Oh, no. He's tied up Batman. It's in person. Yeah, Batman's watching him fuck the Lopunny while the world watches Batman sitting in the cuck chair.
Is that like
watching him fuck Lopunny?
Is that what Jason watched for like a year? Is that like what the torture was?
No. Jason Joker just fucked Jason. Yeah.
Oh no.
Do you wait, Turtle? Do you not know like what happened to Jason?
Oh, I know what happened to Jason. I've seen the Red Hood and I've played the Arkham games.
But do you like know like the full extent, like all like the really
In the
shitty
comics?
things? Not even
I think-
in the comics. It's Arkham accurate that he got like sexually assaulted a shit ton. Yeah,
Oh,
by other
no.
prisoners and like
That's
it's
horrible.
like tortured and like R-worded. Yeah.
Oh no, poor Jason. That's not nice.
They went full invincible
And then-
on him.
And then there was the whole Vaporeon incident, but we don't talk about that.
But
What?
bringing it back to like faithful recreations of characters and stuff like that, I wanted to ask, I don't know if you've seen them, Ben. I assume you have, Turtle, because I saw you talking about the third one on your channel, but the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, the third one's coming out sometime soon. I don't know if you've seen them, Ben, but I just want to like ask what you what like the general consensus and thought about them was.
Wake up, Sonic! We've got a city to burn.
Yeah, people really like them, and I like what they did with Knuckles the best because that's the most faithful thing I've seen of Knuckles in years. Because he's been getting flanderized pretty heavily.
I love
as of
Knuckles
late.
in that second movie.
I love Knuckles.
Yeah, because like Knuckles isn't an idiot. He's just kind of naive and easily taken
Yeah.
advantage of. He doesn't like know shit. That's why Eggman tricked him in the first place in Sonic 3. But a lot of things, especially Sonic Boom, as funny as that show was. As funny as that show was, it flanderized him heavily.
Yeah, it makes him like
wife.
ultra dumb. To be fair, it is funny. Like that fucking clip of him, like he grabs the paper and he's like, "Hold on, I need my glasses. I can't fucking read." Like,
Yeah, that show was hilarious, but it flanderized, and especially Shadow, because like he's just there and he's like, "I hate everything, and I'm gonna blow up the world." Shut up.
Honestly,
Shut up, Sonic.
honestly, if he doesn't have like an AK-47 in the live-action movie, I'm gonna be pissed.
just straight up guns.
Right.
I don't even
Bring
really care about
back
the
edgy-
guns.
Bring back edgy 2011.
I didn't care about the
Shadow.
guns. I just want Crush 40 to come back and play "I Am All of Me" in the
They're
movie.
probably gonna come back for the movie.
Because-
I want Shadow the Hedgehog to like touch the Chaos Emerald and just transform into Keanu Reeves. Then Keanu Reeves goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But
But, like-
and then
Oh my
has sex
goodness.
with Dr. Eggman.
No.
Stop having cartoon sex
And
thoughts.
then he
Ben.
looks at
Stop.
Dr. Eggman and goes, "Dr. Eggman, I'm going
But-
to implant my eggs in you, man."
Stop. But so like here's my I don't even know if it's a hot take, but for me, Sonic is at least 10 times better than Mario.
Yeah, Sonic is
Yeah.
a more interesting character. Mario
Because
has more
Actually
fun
has
games.
character. Sonic actually has Mario just like commits genocide on a daily basis to save a princess who will never have sex with him.
Well, it's like
Like,
yeah. Princess Peach just happens to get kidnapped every like year or so.
I need to go get cocked once again by a dragon.
But like
Yeah, where do you think Bowser Jr. came from?
Dude, real from Mario.
But, like-
my head canon is that Mario and Bowser had sex, and Mario like birthed out Bowser Jr. from an egg through his asshole. I tell this to
Okay.
everybody that I meet.
it's really
By
graphic.
the way, here's some more TikTok ideas for you. Yeah,
All right, I mean, my
I
TikToks
got
are
you.
just whatever thought comes into my head. That's why they're
true.
all like
I'm
that.
gonna start leaving horrendous comments underneath it about the worst ships I could possibly imagine.
Make videos about them if they're interesting enough.
Oh, I got you. We'll
Or
put
if
some.
someone sends me more weird Transformers sex.
Oh, is that what you're looking for?
It's just
Well,
gonna start sending you
God, no.
Transformers porn.
Do
No.
I have something for you?
Oh, God, no,
kidding.
someone already made me look at Kiss players.
kidding.
I'm not doing this
I'm
again.
kidding. I mean, all I'm saying is when Shockwave and Soundwave are getting freaky, that hand cannon is more than just a hand cannon, if you know what I
Okay.
mean.
Like I said on my TikTok channel, Soundwave would never do that. He is a mother. Never do
Dude,
that.
a mother. Sometimes the mother's got to get her freakiness at one way or another. And you've seen
No, he's a
Soundwave.
hard-working single mother. He don't got time
Yeah.
for that shit.
Yeah. Well, you want to know why? Because Shockwave's hitting it from the back. Okay. How do you think? Why do you think Soundwave? Why do you think Soundwave has so many kids? They've been busy, bro. Just saying.
Wait, how many does he have? Like 4?
Yeah, like 4. That means that he's had sex 4 times. What a real Decepticon.
That logic does hold up.
Do you think Decepticons are naturally cheaters because they're deceptive?
Yeah.
I mean, no,
obviously.
like Starscream is the only one who's actively deceptive the majority of the time.
See,
Wow.
I think Starscream would be like a loyal boyfriend. Like, as long as you, like, smack him
But he's
around
like-
a few times, he'd never leave you.
But he's like the
He wants
fuckboy
to leash all the
boyfriend.
time, though.
Where like he's there if you ask for him, but like you gotta ask.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
no,
if
no, no,
you
no.
like-
He would grovel at your feet.
Oh
I
god,
think.
yeah. I mean, like, if
Dude,
you're
real.
nice to him and he likes you, he'd be pretty nice to you. Like, he likes Jetfire, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. See, I Starscream's like the perfect, because he's like a good little boy. As long as you treat him with respect, give him head pats, he'll love you forever. You know what I mean? Right?
Just don't hit him. He's
Yeah,
a
just
good
don't
little
hit
boy.
him. He's gonna start screaming at you. No, Megatron! Oh, please, Megatron, don't hit me!
No, Megatron, no! I remember this one time. in the original cartoon. He got attacked by a bunch of crocodiles, and he just let out the most wretched screams of the damned I've ever heard.
I love
Love
Starscream's
that.
voice and everything. It's one of my favorite things.
I didn't know he's
Yeah.
voiced by Steve Bloom in Prime. That like caught me off
Oh yeah,
guard.
he is.
Yeah.
He did like best vocal performance for Starscream, I think.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I agree.
it's so good. I didn't even recognize it was Steve Bloom until I saw like someone say that, and I was like, and then like I would hear it, and I was like, it is because Steve
No,
Bloom has like the
like
same
Steve-
voice in everything.
You know, he was
Yeah.
also in Transformers 1. He played the announcer at the Icon race.
Yeah, I did know
Really?
that because I recognized him because he's doing his Steve Bloom voice, like the Hal Jordan voice, but like in everything else, like I found out he was Baraka too, and that one caught me off guard as well because he
like, some
doesn't.
voice actors
don't
use
get
the
me
same
started
voice.
on Baraka.
Like
Shut
Hisoka's
up.
voice actor. Like I
Oh.
recognize that guy in literally everything. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
my
There's a
God,
lot of, like-
Hisoka.
The like anime voice actor I hear everywhere is Yuri, like the Spider-Man guy, because like he's Spider-Man. He's in Attack on Titan.
Sasuke.
He was in. He's Sasuke. I think he was in JoJo's. I heard at least I heard a character.
Attack on Titan.
He was very early on. I don't remember the name of the character, but they died in season 1.
Yeah, of
But
course they did.
but like I still heard it, like, and I was like, oh, it's fucking Yuri. He's there. But it's like, and then like every single video game that I've played in the last like he's in Helldivers.
He was in Mortal Kombat.
He's in Mortal Kombat. He was obviously in Spider-Man. He's just fucking
19 Inches
everywhere.
of Venom.
And it's like licking Satan's nutsack. That video, that ad was so fucking out of pocket. That the Hot Wings Venom ad.
Oh, boy.
I feel like they had to know what they were doing, right? Like having
sure.
Venom down a gallon of milk.
They knew. It's the internet. They know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like after like the 19 Inches of Venom thing blew up when Spider-Man 2 was coming out, the game, and like ever since then, companies have just gone all in on like innuendos for marketing because like it started
It's
with
'cause-
it was that, and then it was like Dune around the same time had like the worm bucket, and then obviously Deadpool copied the worm bucket by doing a Wolverine bucket. And then now Venom's doing the same thing. And then you have like that Venom Hot Wings ad. And it's like all, you know, like they should have just honestly done the sexy thing with Transformers 1 and that movie would have done way better than the ads that they did put out for
Wait,
it.
what sexy thing?
You just all
Just
I'm
make the
thinking,
Transformers sexy.
1 ad. Transformers 1 ad, you just like it does like all like the movie shots or whatever. Then during the Transformers 1 like end thing, you just hear like metal clanking in the background and like
my.
slight hints of groaning.
Oh my god.
I would watch it. I think I'd go watch it immediately. Hungry for it.
It's just like the sound of like the metal pipes from Half-Life, but just like
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Just
And
really
you just hear,
rhythmically. Stop groaning my ear, Ben. Stop. But we got so off topic. I pulled up
It
Sonic the
always goes
Hedgehog,
back to the
and we
Transformers
keep
sex.
going back to Transformers sex. Yeah, it's
Can't help it. I got stuff in my mouth.
But anyways, Sonic is just so much cooler than Mario. I went
True.
down like
Yeah.
a Sonic the Hedgehog rabbit hole recently because me and my daughter, we were watching Sonic X on Netflix, and
I know
like
all the lore.
that TV show. I don't know much of the deep lore, but like I grew up with Sonic, and I fucking those games sucked so much. Sonic 06 and like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors.
I
Like
love Sonic Unleashed.
I love it. It's not a good game though. But like even like today, like every single day, like all of the Sonic music is on my playlist for when I drive. It's just such good driving music. Like Night of the Wind, His World, Endless Possibilities. Like it's all such good fucking music.
Yeah.
And it's like Sonic does so much weird shit that's also really cool versus like we were talking like Mario, like each Mario game is just like it's Mario, but now he can turn into a Fuda elephant, right? But it's like with Sonic, it's like you have a Sonic game, and then you have Sonic as a medieval knight, and then you have Sonic as a werewolf, and then you have Sonic getting impregnated by aliens and turning into like, you know, whatever magical bullshit. And it's just there's so much more going on. Huh?
And you know what I'll always say to defend people like Sonic's boring.
Huh.
Yeah, and this is gonna be. I doubt you guys will actually get this reference, but if anybody that watches it does, good. Well, probably not a good for you thing. But Mario doesn't have a weird guy that had sex with his mother, making like custom comics about him. Okay.
And Tender.
No.
Pardon?
No. This is one I saw this in your comments, Turtle. Somebody made the same reference and you were like, who is that? And they said, don't look it up. So
Don't look it up. I'm not going to tell you.
But
Don't look
yeah.
it up. It's not worth looking it up. Trust me, it'll ruin you forever.
they did
Wait, what
invent
is it?
YouTube Let's
Not-
Plays. So that's a thing.
They do. And Sonic goes kind of hard.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about what's his name?
Chris Chan.
Oh, Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
I looked that up briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
It's
before
awful.
Before we go, can I read you a part of his official wiki page?
Okay, it's a wiki page, sure.
You have Chris Chan's wiki page just ready to
Well,
go.
I go through it. Well, actually, no. He's got his own like wiki thing.
I believe
Hold
that
on.
Chris Chan has their own wiki page. Just the fact
no.
that you have it like
No. It's Christian. It's CSWC wiki. It's a wiki. It's an own website. No,
it's like a
just for him, for
fandom
documenting
wiki.
him. Yeah, it's for documenting him, right? 'Cause that's what people.
It's so
assume.
much more insane.
Okay, so this is the beginning of his biography. Christian Weston Chandler, previously known as Christian Weston Chandler. Holy fuck! Sorry, Christine Weston Chandler. Born Christopher Weston Chandler, blah 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 blah, is a 42-year-old autistic, mentally ill, I can't say that word, misogynistic cartoonist, YouTuber, criminal, former virgin with rage, current self-proclaimed deity, and a literal motherfucker. Is how he is described on his wiki. Yeah.
That's a lot of adjectives.
I just thought
Did you
you'd all
just
wanna
jump over
know.
the word misandrist because you can't say
Yeah,
it?
I can't say it. That's okay. I tried to spell a word today to my sister, and I skipped it and spelled it in the most base form.
That's fair.
That's quite a lot of. I'll just wait till June the King makes a video about that on YouTube.
Oh, I can send you stuff like people that make videos about him. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I spend most of my time watching stuff on Lolcows. It's kind of like, because like there's like that intervention shit like on TV. My mom watches a lot of that, and this is
Yeah.
like my version of intervention. You know what I mean?
The
Right?
most lolcow I usually go is like this girl named Lily Orchard on the internet who I fucking hate, and also this guy on there was also one really obscure guy I looked into. His name was Leo Convoy, and he was like a
Okay.
40-year-old man yelling at teenagers on the internet.
Oh, really? That's the deepest. I'm in like some Cyrax, Nova Online, like Andrew Ditch kind of shit.
I've never heard
Yeah.
of those people, but like it's
Oh,
mostly just,
one
like,
shits
Lily
his
Orchard
pants
stuff.
constantly. The other one like is into diaper stuff, and the one's
Oh
just
my
like
God.
rages on the internet and raped a blind man. Sorry,
Oh my
R-worded
God.
a blind man. Yeah, I'm deep in this shit. It's crazy. Oh, and like Cobra and stuff like that.
Lore goes crazy.
Dang.
But
I usually
it's
just
one of-
wait till like June the King makes a video about somebody, and then I watch that
watching,
while I
like-
play Genshin Impact.
I'm watching like I watch like Smokey MC and like Kiwi tapes and Sensitive Society and stuff like that. I don't know. I think the Lolcow stuff. Before we end this, Kyle, I know you want to go so bad. I can see it in your face.
no, I
Pretty
have
bad.
something else, but go ahead, finish up.
Oh, hold on. I like I said before, like Kyle, like the intervention shows and stuff like that, or like your TLC stuff.
Yeah. 90 Day Fiancé.
Like this shit is like people doing videos about it is like this is like my TLC because all
Yeah.
it is just people documenting because they're all awful people, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you people that just troll the shit.
Well, that's
out
how
of
I
them.
am with like
It's
Boogie
the funniest
2988.
fucking
Like
thing.
every time I feel bad about myself, where I'm like, I feel like I had too much like
want you
sugar
to
stuff
imagine,
this
like-
week, and I feel like I didn't
I want
like
you to
hit my
imagine-
goals. And then I watched like that Boogie documentary, and I'm
Yeah.
like, thank God I'm not Boogie. Like,
Why?
Like, I want
Boogie's
you-
terrible. Why is he
Boogie's
like
terrible.
that?
Boogie,
because
but
he's awful and he refuses to change. Like
Why-
he has
why
all
would
the
you
power to
hate
change.
He's not as
Cancer?
bad.
What's
He's
wrong
not as
with
bad.
Well, yeah, that too.
Like I watch people like Cyrax and like Nova. Like I don't watch so much people like make videos about them, which I think is just funny.
Well, yeah.
Right? Or like people troll the shit out of Cyrax, which is really funny because he's just an awful person, right? Like
Yeah.
awful as they come. Like talks to like minors and stuff like that. A lot of
Ew.
them are just pedophiles, right? Which is why it's so much fun to watch people just shit on them. Makes my day, right? Yeah. But that's like my TLC, right? Is you get to hear like this just disturbing, awful behavior, and these people that just like have no jobs, make no money, and are just like the world's biggest losers, right?
Yeah.
And that are just like absolutely stupid, right? Yeah, like fall for shit all the time, like buddy trolling and stuff like that. And it makes me feel a lot better about my life. I think it's super fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
But so I have here we are coming close to the end. We're already an hour and 20 minutes in. But I wanted to ask you guys. So I have this thing here that this bit right now that I'm
Is it
saying
your
this is
mic?
getting cut out.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I'm going to cut this out because we're just kind of like figuring this out on the fly. But I have a thing pulled up that I thought we could use if you guys wanted to, but we've not had great success with
we
tier
writing
lists in
fan-
the past.
Are we writing fanfics?
So I have a tier list that I found that somebody else had made of different ships from Transformers Prime.
Ooh.
And I thought since we've been talking about Transformers, getting it on for pretty much the entire episode, even when we're trying to talk about literally anything else, I figured we could do a Transformers Prime matchmaker tier list.
Let's do that. That sounds fun.
Okay. This is fun. This has been a great time. Trying. It's been a long time since I've tried to keep Ben on track, and he just talks about gay sex instead.
I'm gonna be real. It was probably gonna go that way anyway.
Well, I mean the
You've
tier
seen
list,
my content.
obviously, but
Like you've seen my content. Half the
yeah,
time it just devolves into talking about gay sex.
yeah.
Or
I mean, what
some
is
other-
Transformers if not gay sex?
That's true.
Like that's kind of it's in the name. Trans, they're allies.
Transformer. They
Yeah,
had to be doing something on the arc.
yeah.
4 million years. And, like Shockwave was all alone for like 4 million years in like Prime, and he just decided to make dragons. So like, what else do you think he was doing with his time?
Where do you think the dragons came from?
He birthed those. That's why he has boobs.
He figured it out. Yeah.
He actually remembers in the original show, he would just call women females. I don't see how that's relevant, but it's funny. Do you like Genshin Impact?
I know what it is. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I play Genshin Impact.
Yeah, I don't have any like phone games. I like already don't have enough time, and I already procrastinate enough with like just TikTok that like doing like putting phone like games on my phone. You got games on your phone, but like if I did that, I would never get anything done.
Yeah, but Genshin has a lot of hot men in it, so I play it. It also has this
that's
one
fair.
cute little boy character named Xiao. He's my favorite. I love him. He's
Yeah.
just such an edgy little Sasuke boy.
The most I know about Genshin, like I know it's a gacha game, but like the most I know about it is like I learned a lot about it like secondhand from when I used to watch Asmongold a lot, because that was like one of the things him and like his friends would do is like play Genshin and like the games like it, and like I got a lot
like
of.
Asmon.
I used to like kind of fuck with him. Like obviously he's disgusting and he's been disgusting for a long time, but
He
like
had a
as
rat
like
as an alarm clock.
yeah, he would just like fucking grab roaches out. He would rub his bloody gums on the wall. Like
Ugh,
he's an awful person, like,
hygiene.
hygiene wise. And then like I used to watch him semi regularly because I didn't necessarily disagree or agree with his takes, but I would just like it was an interesting like he had a lot of interesting opinions to like read because he's like super black pilled, and I think he was wrong on a lot of things because he comes from like a super like, oh, I'm super hyper logical, but it's just kind of like it ignores a lot of
Hate
nuance.
Everyone.
Yeah, but then it's like in February of this year, when like Assassin's Creed Shadows got revealed and everyone went fucking insane for no reason about that. And like he jumped on that train too, and like he's kind of gone more and more in that direction of like just kind of like grifting, and it's like this is kind of really dumb. Like,
I hate those grifters. They're always complaining about video games pandering to like not white people. I'm like, you know, every video game panders to somebody. You guys, you're just mad when they're not pandering to you.
It's like they we hate games that pander, and it's like they play Stellar Blade because all of the characters in that game are like super like hypersexual, and it's like, well, they're just pandering to gooners. Like they're pandering. You just like it when they pander to you. You know,
exactly. Every video game panders to someone.
Yeah, or it's like even better when they like have the stance of like, well, if you don't want to play the Gooner game, don't buy it. And it's like, okay, if you don't want to buy the game of the Black Samurai, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Why are you complaining about it?
Like the logic never works 100%. Like it just doesn't. Or if it's someone, it's just like someone like Synthetic Man who is just like wrong, but is just being racist anyways. Like, like there's no black people in Warhammer. And it's like you just don't know anything about Warhammer. Like one of the main legions is black.
Yeah, Vulcan.
Yeah. And it's changed in some ways, but it's like it's definitely how they started. Like it was definitely there from the beginning.
Yeah, and then like I remember he made a video and he just went on a rant about mixed race couples and like his Fallout review.
Yeah,
and it's like, my brother in Christ, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why
or like he goes
mixed race couples in Fallout? There's like 6 people left.
Yeah. Or like he goes really hard on, I think it's Michael Rooker, like the guy who plays the Brotherhood Knight. He goes really, really out of his way to insinuate that like he's not white because he's Jewish. And it's like, dude, you're like, stop. You cannot be like the worst person ever living in your mom's basement talking about like the superior alpha man, like, because you were like the opposite of what you like proclaim to like be really hard on for. But
he's just a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets canceled one day so that June the King can make a video about him and I can watch it for 2 hours.
I want to make out with him.
Let's see. I still think I might still send him an email, ask him to come on the podcast.
You should. You haven't already. You should.
Yeah. But anyways, welcome back. Ben, I'm streaming this to the Discord so you can pick that up.
Okay, I'm ready. I've been watching the whole time.
For everyone at home, we've set this up. We are doing Transformers Prime matchmaking. We've been talking about robots having vigorous sex for quite a bit already, so I figured why not turn it up a notch. Basically what we have here is a collection of different characters paired together and a small tier list. This tier list ranges from Made in Heaven, like a match made in heaven. Tier down from that, we have for the girls and the gays. And like this is like the relationships that everyone wants, but we know could never happen.
True.
In the middle, we have Will Need Therapy. Like they could make it work. It's going to need a lot of work, though. A lot of therapy. Yellow, not seriously. It's not going to happen. And green, if you tried to make them kiss, they would murder each other instead. I don't know if anyone's going to make it to green tier, but we'll find out. Anyways, I might forget some of these characters' names, but otherwise...
I remember their names.
Oh yeah, you guys are both mega Transformers Chads.
True.
But anyways, we're going to start off strong. We have Wheeljack and Breakdown.
What do you...
Meh.
I feel like it's like a Will Need Therapy.
I think they could work because like Breakdown's whole thing is that he's kind of not necessarily against the Autobots. He just never got the chance to like be redeemed.
Honestly, here's my hot take. I feel like they could get freaky. I think it could be like a fling situation. You know what I mean?
They do it once and they regret it.
Meet up behind a Denny's.
Yeah, they're like mid-battle. They're like, hey, meet me behind the Burger King. Right?
Yeah.
Little Megatron and Optimus Prime are duking it out. They're like clashing. They're playing bumper cars behind the Burger King.
Yeah.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
Okay, what about what's the doctor's name?
Knockout.
Knockout? So Knockout and Breakdown.
That's basically canon.
Yeah, I would say Made in Heaven.
Yeah.
Basically canon.
They are literally like put together in every scenario.
And he keeps mentioning him after he died. Like, oh, Breakdown was so good at buffing my paint job. Like, I know what you mean.
Dude, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So, all right. Next up we have the Good Doctor and Starscream.
I feel like on God, Made in Heaven, because Starscream gives off vibes that he'd be into that whole Doctor roleplay shit.
But don't they
Yeah,
fight?
he absolutely would. I remember one time when they were just talking, and I was like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" And it's like, "Oh, on the contrary, dear Doctor." Like, yeah, I know what you are.
Like Starscream be laying on the table, like, "Oh, Doctor," you know what I mean?
See, my biggest argument is like the biggest scene I remember from the two of them is when Megatron's like, "Who fucked this up?" and Starscream is like, "It was nobody's fault," and then he's like, "It was actually his fault," and he just throws him under the bus.
I mean,
I
that's
don't know. I
just
feel like
Starscream, though.
here's my hot take on Starscream. Starscream's definitely a bottom. Yeah, like a
Well,
bottom
yeah.
pretending to
Not
be
even
a
a
top.
hot take.
Right? It's not even not even a hot take. It's just he's just a bottom pretending to be a top, right? Yeah, but the minute that it's like the minutes that like Breakdown or whatever, can't remember the name, and Starscream, Starscream and really anybody I think on the Decepticons, like Starscream's on the table, like please don't hurt me. That's why he lets Megatron beat him around so much. That's why he never kind of truly goes for the kill shot. Yeah, because Megatron is out here dicking Starscream down, and Starscream likes being tossed around a little bit, like he gets him off. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he does what he does to Starscream's got a bit of that brat behavior in him. You know what I mean?
Brat.
Ultimate
Have you
brat.
seen him?
Oh no, he's totally a brat, but I think he does it because he gets off and like Megatron beats down on him and like starts to get a little growly with
Starscream's
him,
brat
right?
summer.
True.
Okay. Breakdown and Starscream.
Eh.
I don't know.
I mean,
Meh. Therapy.
I feel like that's a not. I feel like that's a not seriously.
Yeah, I feel like
Personally.
those don't come back because like Breakdown is like a proper top, and like I feel like he doesn't do brat, you know.
Yeah.
So, can I give you my big take for everybody?
Huh?
Sure.
I think Optimus. I see this next one here. Optimus Prime would not sleep with any other Decepticon except for Megatron.
Yeah, I can't.
He's
see him
faithful.
with
You know he's fucking
I think
loyal.
Optimus Prime would kill any other Decepticon. I think any other Decepticon that Optimus Prime is with would kill each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't see them together. It just wouldn't-
He would kill
It's so
Starscream.
hard
Because
It's so
it would
hard.
be like
I
that
can't-
that scene of like Starscream when he's like, if you just remove my cuffs, but it's like Starscream would be like, if you just unzip your pants, and then the cannon would be in front of his face,
Yeah.
ready to go.
Unzip my pants. Yeah, like heck no.
Optimus Megatron, Made in Heaven. There
Made
is
in Heaven
no.
is canon.
That is the best.
Can we make a new tier that's just perfect? Just
That's what Made in
absolutely
Heaven is.
perfect. But it's like
It's just-
better than Made in Heaven. Like on God.
No, I already have everything set up. I don't want to fuck with the format.
The next one is definitely kill each other.
Optimus and the
Optimus did
Doctor.
flirt with them once, but I don't think Optimus cares. He doesn't care.
I think
It's not
Breakdown.
I
would
feel
try
like
to
that's
get
not
down and
seriously because I
I
feel like
feel
he's
like
not as
Breakdown-
bad as Starscream.
See, I feel like Breakdown would try to get like
It's not Breakdown.
down and freaky or whatever his name is. The Doctor. I can't remember her name. I'm too tired for that. Lockout, whatever. Leave me alone. Would try to get freaky with Optimus, and Optimus would just like blow his fucking brains out. Yeah.
Well,
Like,
it would be like
I have a hard time seeing like Optimus Prime not killing any other Decepticon. Yeah.
I feel like Optimus would just be like really blunt and really just shut me out and be like, Optimus, would you like a kiss? No.
No.
Yeah.
Basically
Kill you
what it
now
is.
because you offered.
If
Yeah.
it's not like a leader, Ratchet, or Megatron, it's just no.
Yeah. Well, here we have Optimus and Ratchet.
It's
Oh, for
basically
sure.
canon.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. They're best buds.
So here's
I
my hot
think-
take for this next one.
So hold
I
on.
think
Before we move on, I think Optimus and Ratchet is for the girls and the gays because I think they are far too platonic, big brother, little brother, that it's like it would work if they were into each other like that, but I don't think they are.
I think it's the same thing as kind of like the whole Starscream and whatever the guy's name is, right?
Knockout?
Yeah.
That it would like. I think that it would like. It's kind of there, right? And everybody wants to see it, but you know what I mean?
That's what girls and the gays is for. Is like we would
Yeah.
love to see Optimus and Ratchet getting it on, but it's never gonna happen. They respect each other too much.
Unfortunately.
Can I give you my
Yeah.
take on this next one?
Ratchet
Okay.
and Knockout.
I think this next one's will need therapy because I think they did it once, right? Like they were both hurt on battle, trying to do medical work on each other, and like one thing led to the other.
Well, it's like
Right,
they,
you know what I
it's
mean?
like they both work in a high stress job, so it's like it just
Yes,
things start falling
exactly.
apart.
Yeah, I
they
don't
don't
see
go on
them
dates
being in-
anymore.
I don't see them being. I see them being divorced.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing: is I see them as they like hate each other, right? Yeah, but they're like stuck by themselves, and they're both like broken and down, and they're like sharing
Yeah.
like medical equipment
So,
to like
like,
help
hate
each other.
Like,
Like
they're-
I'm saying, yeah, and it's like one thing leads the other, and suddenly they're like making out on top.
Well,
of
it's
the
like they're
operating
divorced,
table.
but they haven't moved on yet.
And then yeah, exactly. And then right after they're done like playing bumper cars with each other, they like back away and like point their guns with each other as they slowly disappear and realize they just
they
made the
just never
biggest mistakes
mention
of
it
their
again.
lives. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is never mentioned again, right? Yeah. And then like, whenever they see each other on the battlefield, they both kind of blush, right? And they sometimes like interlock hands as like they try to like stab each other, like they're like when they're trying to like kill each other, doing like this dance.
you're just fighting
They're a little
fans.
too close. You know, they're, like their lips get a little too close, and it's like that awkward kind of tense moment. You know what I mean? As they realize that like the Decepticons have to retreat, and as the doctor guy takes Ratchet's hand, yeah, and they like their fingers slide across each other as they have to leave and know they can never be together, and they're gonna have to eternally hate each other because they're on opposing sides.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was a lot more
I mean-
intense than I thought it would be. You got like a whole narrative going on there. You've thought about this for a while.
Sometimes I get bored. I do write D&D campaigns, so like.
Next we have Wheeljack and Ratchet.
Girls and the gays.
Girls in the game. I agree.
They could in another life.
It would
Wheeljack
work, but like
and-
I'd love to see it.
Not Optimus.
Magnus? It's Ultra Magnus.
Oh,
It's also
okay.
Magus. I don't know. I feel like
I mean,
I
I could see it, but like,
see. You wanna know why Wheeljack's doing it though? Wheeljack's doing it. It's because it's like, you know, when you break up with your ex and then you like date somebody
Rebound?
that looks eerily similar to your
Rebound.
ex to make you feel better. Do you know what I'm talking about though? Right? Like he's only sleeping with Ultra Magnus because he eerily looks like Optimus Prime. Right?
oh, that
Yeah.
make Ultra Magnus sad.
Exactly, but he can never
Therapy.
tell Ultra Magnus that. See, Ultra Magnus is the one that needs therapy after this. Yeah, like Wheeljack's just doing this. Like while they're doing it, Wheeljack looks at Ultra Magnus, goes, "Thank you, Optimus." I mean, oh fuck, right? And then the whole thing falls apart. Like he's like, "Give it to me, Optimus." And then the whole thing, he's like, "What?" And Ultra Magnus goes flaccid
Didn't he in
immediately.
the chair?
And then Wheeljack starts crying because it's the first time another Transformer's ever gone flaccid on him before, right? Yeah, and it's like a whole issue. You know, and then
I
they're
didn't know
like
they
they're
could go
crying in the
flaccid.
bedroom. They're crying in the bedroom, both in their proto forms, because obviously they take off their armor to have sex. They go back to their proto forms.
They
to have
take out
sex,
the
right?
cog.
They're both sitting. Yeah, they take out the
What
cog.
else
They're
do
both
they do
sitting
if there's
there.
anything without their transformation cogs then?
Well, no, see,
Well,
see,
but
they
it opens a new
transform until
hole.
They have dicks, and then they take off the cogs, right? Yeah. But see, the thing is, they're both sitting there in their protoforms or whatever, right? Yeah, both crying because Ultra Magnus realized that through the past 2 years, Wheeljack has been using him because he looks like Optimus.
For 2
But he knows
years.
that but Wheeljack knows that Optimus is deeply in love with Megatron, right? So he's just getting with Ultra Magnus to like supplement that need for Optimus.
Oh my
Right?
god.
Yeah, and then after 2 years, he made this one slip up, and Ultra Magnus realized that it's all been a lie. And as he looks at Wheeljack and goes, "Did you ever love me?" and Wheeljack sits there and starts to sob as Ultra Magnus grabs his armor, gets out of his protoform, and transforms and drives off as like a tear goes down the front of his windshield.
These are really intricate. They're getting more intricate with each one.
Yeah.
Alright, my bad. My bad.
So
I'm so sorry.
Browse AO3.
yeah, Ben is AO3 actually.
This is all just off the top of my head, which is the best part.
Yeah. Optimus and Darkwing.
Dreadwing.
Dreadwing.
I feel like they would have done
think-
it once and then never again.
I think Optimus was a little fucked up on that Energon. You know what I mean, right?
I think
And look
Optimus
at
would just be
Darkwing.
happy to have someone like around the same size
Yeah.
as him. Dreadwing.
Yeah. Looked at Dreadwing and
Sorry,
was like,
Darkwing is the
Minor.
and
pedophile.
Optimus was feeling
Yeah.
a little lonely, and Optimus thought to himself, like, I could hit that. Right? You know what I mean? And then like Optimus
Yeah.
wakes up stuck in his protoform with his armor all around him in like the middle of a ditch, and is like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? He's got a piece of Dreadwing's armor on his chest, and sometimes he like holds it late at night when he's feeling sad and lonely because
You're
a
saying
part of him always
Dreadwing is
loved
like a
Dreadwing.
lot lizard that got away?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like that one hooker that you get with, and you'll like, never forget your first time.
Oh my god. Don't make Dreadwing a hooker. He's too good for that.
Breakdown at Dreadwing.
No.
No.
That was an instantaneous no.
Odd take with these next two, because wait, isn't Lockdown like a bigger guy, like a bigger Transformer?
Breakdown?
He's like the same size as Bulkhead.
Breakdown.
He's
Yeah,
pretty
so-
wide.
So here's my thing. So so they're just finished a battle, right? They're going out. They bought a case of Bud Light, right? Yeah, whatever the Energon
Yeah.
equivalent is that. You know what I mean? They're just two dudes just doing dude things, and we all know what happens to the two dudes that go on a fishing trip.
I think Breakdown
You know
is
what I
for the
mean?
gays. I
Right?
think Wheeljack is
Yes.
made in heaven.
See,
with
because but
Bulkhead.
when I only say this, and I only say that I think Bulkhead's like, you know, like the two dads that go fishing for the weekend, and they end up like making out on the dock.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's every instance with Bulkhead in my opinion, right?
Bulkhead
Yeah,
is just
and
like
they don't-
waiting.
Like he's just like makes out.
The way I see it, Bulkhead and Wheeljack is like obviously the pair, but like if Wheeljack like if he like pulled a cliff jumper, he would go to Breakdown next. You know?
Yeah. Yes. Because like rebound. True.
Yeah. So then the opposite, Dreadwing and Wheeljack.
That feels like they meet up like once a month, but like behind the Denny's.
Exactly. Right.
Need therapy.
Meet up once a month.
They're both like the outliers to both factions because Wheeljack kind of doesn't stick around, and Dreadwing is not really like a hardcore Decepticon.
Yes. Yes. They dream about starting their own faction together, and they realize that they never can escape because they're bound to this endless war between the two of them. And they wait for the day that Megatron or Optimus kill each other so they can go finally be in love by themselves.
Yeah.
And until then, they'll keep sleeping with other people, denying true satisfaction from the both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we have Shockwave and Starscream. Is Shockwave capable
God,
of love
no.
outside of
Oh,
dragons?
God, no. God, no. So you know what would happen? Is that, like, Shockwave, they'd be, like, getting it on, right? Yeah? And Starscream would do run wrong, like, would say the wrong thing, and Shockwave would pick that bitch up by the neck and slam him into the table.
He would kill him.
Like, he would kill him. Like, I think Shockwave's got that short fuse where he's like, yeah, Starscream, that feels good. And Starscream, like, accidentally starts saying Megatron. Shockwave looks at him, picks him up by the neck, and throws him through, like, the wall of the ship into the ground. Yeah.
Okay, and now we got Soundwave and Starscream. Honestly, I feel like that'd be like
God, no.
Starscream would just be yapping and screeching, and Soundwave would just be like a board plank of wood.
Dude, on God.
I think Soundwave would try to
I
kill
can't-
him first chance.
I think Soundwave and Megatron would need therapy. I think that's my...
I mean, I feel like the Soundwave.
I think
is
he's for the
obsessed with
gays.
Megatron.
Because I think
and, like,
Soundwave is
Megatron-
loyal as fuck.
But I see Soundwave as kind of like a... Like,
A
Soundwave's gonna give, like, head to Megatron if Megatron asks. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Soundwave is here to serve Megatron in any
Like
way
it's never going to be a
necessary.
real relationship, but like
No.
they wouldn't
No.
have any problems if they were.
No,
And
Soundwave
Soundwave-
does
Soundwave
whatever
doesn't care.
Megatron asks. Like
Yeah,
He's
Soundwave
like-
doesn't care. Yeah.
he doesn't. He just does whatever he wants.
He
He just
just-
Soundwave,
Like
get on
if
your knees.
Like if Megatron goes, Soundwave, I need you to sit on my lap. I'm feeling a little cold. Like Soundwave will walk over there happily and just like nuzzle his little tush on Megatron's lap. Maybe do like a little jig where they're flying in the spaceship while Megatron sits there and thinks about his next battle plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and next we got Soundwave and Shockwave. Honestly, I
we
feel
get
like that'd be
heaven.
really boring.
No.
so boring to
I think they unlock each other. I think they unlock something in each other. I really do. I think they're both cold, emotionless types, right? But when they're together, the love sparks the leftover emotions. I mean, think about it, right? Shockwave is somebody who had like all like his like parts replaced with like disgusting, ugly parts.
Do you think Soundwave only
and
talks in the
Soundwave-
bedroom?
Well, hold on. And Soundwave is somebody with no face, right? Yeah, that has like the burden of children, right? So they share this pain of these burdens of these issues.
Shockwave
being
is like
some
the
of the
stepdad
top-
who could.
Of being some of the top lieutenants in the Decepticons and having to deal with
Soundwave would just
Starscream.
make him more children.
Exactly,
Soundwave would make more
right?
children.
Exactly.
That's
They're
why he's got
they're
4.
parents. They're parents. They love each other, but they can't show that on the battlefield. So when it's them just alone, I'm singing. It's like Frozen. They're singing songs. They're finishing each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right? Like, I truly think that Soundwave and Shockwave, like, and that's why they both have Wave at the end. I don't know if canonically it's because they're actually married.
Yeah.
On
Right?
the
Like,
same wavelength.
they're on, exactly, there you go. They're on the same wavelength. Right? They love each other because they both have defects, because they both have issues, and they find that in common, and they fight through that pain together because they are in love.
Yeah.
All right, continue. My bad.
So next we have Lockout, and I don't know this guy's name.
And Smokescreen.
Smokescreen.
Not. I mean,
I feel like the issue is that
he'd
couldn't
take
do it because
Knockout would
Smokescreen.
take Smokescreen's virginity, and that's it. Like at a party once.
See, exactly. See, and that's
It's
my thing.
regretful.
And you know, I don't think anybody could ever sleep with Smokescreen because they just think of Starscream. right? And then it would be the whole like, I can't do it, I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
It revolves around pining and then having like hate and like sex to
All the Transformers are whores, obviously. Like they just.
They're all hordes.
Freakformers.
True.
Yeah.
What cyber freakacons?
What if instead of
Fuck it out.
Transformers they were called Freakformers and they were exactly the same?
What did they called freakformers? Instead of saying roll out, they said fuck out.
Yeah.
My.
Okay. Lockout and Bumblebee.
Here's my take. Here's my take. Maybe this is
I
just
think-
me. I think Bumblebee's a really good boy and wouldn't do anything. I think every single
I
time
think
Bumblebee
Bumblebee
has
is
sex, he
pure.
needs to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
every
think-
single time Bumblebee has sex, he cries a lot and then goes to therapy, and Optimus Prime sits beside him and rubs his back. And he's like, "It's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay,
Is
my
they
son."
sexual then?
Yeah,
But I think like Bumblebee and like especially with Lockout, like they would never have sex. They would just like be racing around like RC cars. They would never get to the point of
that's
having
the thing.
sex. They'd be having too
That's
much
the problem
fun.
with Bumblebee. That's why Optimus Prime hates the Decepticons so much, because they keep deceiving Bumblebee into having sex. Right? They like do racing and get him in and come in, and then they fuck Bumblebee.
What is the
And
Decepticons?
Bumblebee-
The fucking Catholic Church? Like what?
Yes, exactly, right? And they keep having sex with Bumblebee, and Bumblebee comes back to Optimus crying every time. That's why Optimus is so protective over Bumblebee. That's
Oh my
canonically
God.
why Bumblebee will never talk, because he's scarred from the things
the
that
Decepticons are
have done to him.
bops. Stay away.
Because he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak not because his voice box is broken. That's what he tells everybody. It's because he's so scarred from the traumatic things the Decepticons have done to him.
You're
Yeah.
writing angsty fan fiction now. Bumblebee.
Okay. Bumblebee and Smokescreen.
No, they're friends.
They're friends. That's all they are.
Friends.
Yeah, they're best buds. Bumblebee and RC? No. Bumblebee's
No.
gay.
I feel like
he hates women.
I feel like she wants him, but Bumblebee's like that nervous little boy, right? Yeah.
Bumblebee
and he
just wouldn't like
can't do
women,
it.
I feel.
He can't do it because every
Yeah.
single time he looks at her, because she kind of looks like a Decepticon and kind of like the sleek.
It hurts.
And he has traumatic flashbacks every single time. And he's got to run to Daddy Optimus Prime and sit there while he cries, and Optimus Prime holds him in close.
Okay,
and
now
goes,
you're
"It's okay."
actually just. This is just AO3.
He is just writing fanfiction.
No, this is. I've been on AO3 before. This is literally just AO3, the Transformers tag.
Ugh,
So-
this is beautiful.
Next, we have RC Bulkhead. I think this is therapy. I think this is something that would happen once, but they would both be really ashamed. Or like Bulkhead would be happy, RC would be super ashamed.
I see.
Yeah,
I think Bulkhead would feel guilty because he did it because of Cliffjumper. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it would happen, and I think Bulkhead would unironically feel so guilty. And I think they do it frequently when they both get sad and feel shitty, and then it happens, and they both feel shitty for
Like-
different reasons.
RC's guilty because she's using Bulkhead as a rebound, and Bulkhead feels guilty because he never thought he would see Cliffjumper
Yeah.
come back, and then Cliffjumper
And-
comes back like
and,
the morning after.
And all he wants is to help RC, and he doesn't know how, and he falls for it every time.
He's just being
He wants to
used.
show- he wants to show love and support, and RC is taking advantage of that. Yeah. And he's getting cucked up by Bumblebee because while they're doing it, she's staring at a picture of Bumblebee and Cliffjumper sitting beside each other because she knows she wants to be sandwiched in between the two of those.
Jesus.
That's
In
crazy.
my eyes, this might be a hot take. Bulkhead is the cuck of Transformers.
He's just like
They
he's
don't
like
do
the
anything.
he's just like the
But
wholesome big
like,
dude.
Not like willingly a cuck. Like every single
Yeah.
time he tries to talk to the Transformer, they get swooped off his feet, and he sits there upset and sad.
Yeah.
And then he finally met or sees somebody who he thought like after like he's just trying to help. He's finally having sex for the first time in thousands of years. And then every single time, he just like realizes that he's just being used.
Yeah.
And Optimus Prime, like every single time shot Optimus, Bumblebee's already crying with him.
Oh my gosh.
Optimus and RC. I feel like that
No.
would never
No.
happen.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Optimus
Fuck no.
doesn't like
It
women.
happened-
I feel like most Transformers just
No.
don't like women.
No, they just don't like women. No.
There's
Like the
no
Wreckers?
women on their planet.
No. Do you want to?
The
Do you want
Wreckers,
to know what
like-
it is?
Lockdown
what it
and
is?
Bulkhead would be like the only ones who like women.
It's not even that. It's that Optimus Prime is loyal to Megatron.
Well, that too,
And
yeah.
Alita.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's dead, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Rather than Alita. But that's the thing, right? Is that when Alita died, Optimus Prime went kind of a little nuts.
But Optimus
and was
Prime
like-
is also like a real big stickler for the rules, so he's like, no, we can't have management and worker relations. It would be too much. It would be too
That's
much
why
drama.
him and Megatron can never be together.
Yeah,
because
you
you
can't.
start too many problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why like Optimus Prime is super protective over Bumblebee because of what happened to Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's why he
gosh.
hates
Bumblebee
the
got taken
Decepticons.
advantage of by his superior, and it just evolved from there.
And by the enemies,
Hostile
Bumblebee
workplace.
was taking advantage of everybody. Yeah. That's actually why Sam disappears in the Bayverse. Yeah, because Sam started abusing Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime just yeeted this motherfucker out of the atmosphere.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Optimus Prime pulls up to like the Witwiki house, and Sam
My
is like
favorite-
breaking a beer bottle over Bumblebee's like.
My favorite concept will always be, not in a sexual way, like, is Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime choosing protective dad over Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
Bumblebee is
always-
literally his son.
I know.
Well,
and
in the
I
Bayverse
love
movies,
that.
they make a joke. Optimus makes a joke about how he had to like control Bumblebee going through puberty.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
There-
did that in Transformers 4.
one of the was it within 4
He's
with
talking to,
Mark
he's
Wahlberg?
talking to Cade. He's talking to Cade,
Ugh.
or whatever
Yeah,
the guy's
about,
name
like,
was,
his
Mark
daughter.
Wahlberg, about his daughter, yeah.
Yeah,
Bumblebee.
he's like,
Mark Wahlberg.
I had to deal with that with Bumblebee at one time. It's like, what? Bumblebee was like chasing around like Cybertronians, and you had to
can't
stop
see
her.
that. All I can see is like a little nerdy kid who does like
Yeah.
he likes racing
He,
cars.
he
and
is
does, like, his work
literally
in his room.
he is literally Raph. Like that is like
Yeah.
exactly who he is.
Yeah, he's just like he's driving around doing his homework in his room. And Optimus Prime is sitting in there playing like Sonic with him on like the, whatever the Transformers version of Sonic is on the
Yeah.
TV after school.
Blur. They're just playing Blur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like when Bumblebee's friends come home from school, they go, "Yeah, this is my dad, Optimus Prime." And Optimus Prime is just sitting there towering over these little mini Cybertronians. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, exactly.
Next, we have Ratchet and Shockwave.
No,
Eh.
God, no, they kill each other. I think Shockwave would kill that fucker immediately.
Shockwave would kill everyone
Shockwave-
except for Soundwave, I think.
Shockwave would goat in Ratchet to, like, try to have sex with him and just blow his fucking brains out the minute Ratchet laid. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then he
God.
would use Ratchet's parts to build mini Ratchets just to throw them at Optimus just to gloat.
Jesus.
I like this has turned into like the Ben ranting about Transformers sexual
Right.
relations
My bad.
hour.
My bad.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
so
It's
sorry,
okay.
man.
It's just that's exactly what it's become.
I'm so sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
We're,
I'm
we're
sorry,
getting
Turtle.
complex now. We have a triangle here between Ratchet, Cliffjumper, and Bulkhead.
That's a wheeljack.
God, no way. No way. That's Wheeljack.
Nah, that would never happen.
That would never happen.
No.
No,
I feel like
because you
Ratchet
wanna know why?
doesn't work in
Because
that-
you want to
that
know why?
well.
Because even if the other two slept together, Bulkhead would just end up sitting in the corner. Yeah, all
He would just
Bulkhead
be the
wants
cuck
is to
again.
feel appreciated.
He's
That's
just a
all he
polite
wants.
little dude.
Yeah.
He just wants to be appreciated. He just wants a woman to go fishing with.
Because like
Aw.
Ratchet and Wheeljack would just go into it, and Bulkhead would be like, "Okay, I guess we're taking turns then," and then he like sits down, and then they just
Yeah.
keep going and just ignore him.
Yeah. And then Bulkhead would cry because all he wants is a woman to go fishing with. Maybe have a few little mini bulks around. Yeah, build a little cabin on the side of the lake. Like he wants to feel loved and appreciated, and he just can't find that with anybody.
Next, we have the Starscream Breakdown and Lockout trio.
I mean, I feel like that would be them just fucking up Starscream.
No, I do. I think that
That'd be
that would
toxic as
Starscream-
hell.
That would start. No. What do you? Starscream would love that. He'd be
Okay,
getting spit
actually, you know
roasted.
what?
He would
Never
be getting
mind.
spit roasted. Starscream would be getting
Starscream
spit
likes
roasted.
the punishment.
All he needs is Megatron sitting there making fun of him for being such a little sub boy. Yeah, like all he needs is Megatron just sitting there. Yeah, you're a dirty little bitch, Starscream. Yeah,
my
I bet you
God.
like it. I bet you like it when they do that to you, Starscream. Yeah, you've been a bad boy. You deserve this. You fucked up the last mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Is that fucking Lockout, Smokescreen, and Bumblebee?
Nope.
No.
Bumblebee would start crying.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that.
It's like his
Bumblebee.
two exes.
Yeah.
No. It's. You want to know why it will need therapy? Because it's going to happen. Because it's gonna happen.
But
Bumblebee,
it's just
whether he
abusive.
likes it or not,
Wait,
and it's like heavily abusive, right?
Yeah.
Stop making these abuse Bumblebee fan fiction. Free my boy.
See, but that's why that's how like Prime should end. With Optimus Prime fighting Bumblebee, full of like him covered in like little white energon, and Optimus Prime kills every
Stop.
every Decepticon on the ship.
That is
He like
bad.
kills them all.
Too far. Too
Optimus Prime kills every Decepticon, like murders them all, in like gruesome ways, like rips them into pieces.
Ratchet, Optimus, and Megatron.
Therapy.
Therapy. That Ratchet
That's like-
would see some horrendous shit.
It's so
Ratchet
close,
would
but
walk out of there
Megatron and
do-
Ratchet would never get together. They would never get along.
Yeah. No,
Ratchet's
see, the
getting
issue is
fucked.
that Ratchet would get fucked and then sit there afterwards thinking that they're all done having sex while Megatron and Optimus keep going. And he sits there in horror for the next 6 hours where they just get all their aggression out on each other having sex. And Ratchet would just sit there horrified.
God, Jesus.
He would come back to base like, there's so much liquid.
Yeah.
It's just like in
Arachnid and
shot.
RC, that's therapy.
Yeah.
That would happen, but that would be like the stereotypical, like how lesbian
That's
relationships
just
have like a
Yeah,
higher.
They
They have like a higher chance of like domestic violence. Like that's exactly what it would be.
With sexed up, abusive lesbians.
Yeah, it would be really toxic.
Yep.
RC Cliff Jumper.
It's basically canon.
That's made in heaven right there.
It's for the girls and the gays, but Cliff Jumper dies immediately, so it never happens.
But it's going to happen, so it's made in heaven. Put it in made in heaven. Put it in made in heaven. Put it in made in heaven.
It's for the girls because it's in your mind because it can't happen. Because Cliff Jumper is destined to die, literally
dies
on the
in
wedding
everything.
day. Yeah.
He dies in literally everything except Skybound, but they had to kill Bumblebee to maintain some balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always have to choose between characters. Apparently, Lord forbid somebody survives.
Yeah.
No, it's just Cliff Jumper specifically. They hate him.
Yeah.
And the last two are both Arachnid and Breakdown, and Arachnid and Starscream.
I feel
No.
like no. I see. I feel like Arachnid. I feel like anybody could fuck Starscream.
I feel like
you wanna know why?
Arachnid and Breakdown.
Starscream is the opposite of
He
Bumblebee.
did
In
kill
that sense.
Breakdown.
Starscream will get fucked by anybody, where like Bumblebee won't, right? Like
So-
Starscream loves the abuse.
So the way I
Yeah.
see it, Arachnid and Breakdown would kill each other because Arachnid is very dummy mommy and Breakdown is like a power
True.
top. So they would just
True.
like fight for control and end up killing each other. Starscream is the ultimate bottom and Arachnid is power mommy. And that's like
my.
match made in
True.
heaven.
I think so.
This-
This is the greatest tier list. I'm so sorry about going off a few times there. My bad.
this is the tier list.
Apologies.
People at home,
Came the
take a
fan-
screenshot if you're listening to this on audio. You know, go watch the YouTube. Fuck you. But yeah, that's the tier list.
Oh
Save
my.
it. But that's the end of Transformers Roulette. Hold
Hope
on.
you all enjoy it. I hope I gave you all some disgusting images in your brains.
Yeah, a lot of that got really specific.
Yeah, there was like a little too much detail in there. Actually, now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
Some of the Bumblebee ones, like Jesus.
Yeah. Do you have like a script or something? Like, did you pull up your fan
Yeah.
fiction before we
I
started
did.
this?
It's stuff I've been writing for years, actually.
It's like 738 pages long.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
In
It's
really
just Megatron
vivid
and Optimus.
descriptive detail. Yeah. The first 300 pages is just describing the 6-hour mega prime sesh, you know? But
Optitron, true.
this has been a truly astounding time. Thank you once again, Turtle Time, for joining us. This
Anytime.
is there should hopefully be a lot less Transformers sex in the next one. But I guess we'll see.
And Sonic sex in the next one.
Let
Hell
Sonic
yeah.
ship tier list. Let's do that one next.
Sonic X Shadow. That might be. I don't know.
That's like the most
I don't-
popular shit.
Hey, what's
I don't-
blue and black and all over? Sonic and Shadow getting freaky in the bedroom.
I don't want to turn our podcast show into the shipping tier list show.
I mean, you invited me.
Yeah, you gave me every
Maybe.
opportunity to talk about Joker having sex with Lapunny. So,
Anyways,
Joker.
thank you guys very much for watching this. If you have somehow, you got an iron stomach, I think, or you're just insane. Turtle Time on TikTok, link below as always. Me, Ben, will be here sometime in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, Ben.
Go fuck yourselves.